Hello! I'm Abby X Toy Cat. And welcome back to another live stream on the internet. Today, I'm going to be collecting 6 boxes full. Shulker boxes, that is. Of Deepslate. It's gonna be fun, I think. Do you wanna join me for the journey? If so, say hello. There we go. So yeah, before we can actually do that, as fun as this is as a thing, what I actually need to do first is I need to work out where my beacon is gonna go. Because as you can see, the beacon right now, if I expand it to be fully, like, placed, it's gonna start just, like, it's directly on top of a thing that needs to exist here. So I'm thinking of moving it a few blocks to the right, kind of over here. And not getting hopped off by a zombie. So yeah, I was thinking of moving the, maybe in fact, even just on this side of the thing. But I want it to be obviously accessible to the entire bit we're gonna be mining. Because this entire area right here is gonna be gone. Do you see it right now? Do you see this? Soon, this will be nothing. How the slimy boys treating you, says Rosie Farah. Just before recording that Let's Play, I reached my peak. I want to kill something. You know, I don't know. I don't mind if it's myself or the slimes, but I was just enraged at a level I hadn't been in a while. Shortly after it, I was like, okay, it's gonna be fine. Everything's alright. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun today. Come along for the journey. But first, we're gonna move the this over here. I think what we're gonna do, just to keep things simple enough, is I'm gonna move it. The Let's Play was pure anger for 50 minutes, says Cheese Cut. You know, more people seem to like pure anger for 50 minutes. Oh, did not consider that that might happen. People seem to like pure anger for 50 minutes a little bit more than they liked, you know, like other things. And so we can take from that what we will. I mean, I think, okay, let's, here is a valuable lesson in understanding of the world. Like, a lot of people, at least for me, you know, like, anger is, like, one of the worst feelings to take from someone. Like, I kind of break down when people are angry at me. Like, okay, I'm not going to get anything useful out of them for a while. But the vast majority of people in the world aren't like that. And almost sometimes deliberately incite anger, it seems. And so, you know, you gotta, working out why they do that is a part of the human experience. And as best I can tell, it's just the thing of, like, people need, you know, like, I think attention is valuable, negative or positive, to some people. And obviously everyone would prefer positive attention, negative attention. But would you rather have negative attention or no attention? And for a lot of people, you might think the answer is none. But actually, you know, there's just a delicate balance that has to be, you know, like, played for there, I guess. I guess we're going to place the beacon down, like, kind of over here. Okay, so we'll place the bottom layer of the beacon down first this time, so as to avoid mistakes from the past. So the first layer is what? It's 3, 5, 7, 9. So the bottom layer is like 9 blocks, but we have to mine some of the blocks around here for this to work. Do we want the beacon to be floating? Not really. I'd prefer to dig it into the ground, actually. The less of the beacon that is visible, generally the better. So we'll only place the top layer here, and then we'll dig the rest around it. So if it's gonna be 9 blocks at its widest, I hate you. Why? How did you spawn this time? Okay, I think you just spawned in the chunk to my left. It's fine. It's fine, everyone. No floating. Yeah, I think if we build it the way we want to now, we can have it be like freestanding at least, which I think is bury the beacon. I don't know. I feel like burying the beacon is like a fun idea, but you lose a lot of the flex power of the beacon when you do that. Which, you know, like, why are we building beacons if not to flex? So this would be layer 2 here, layer 3, layer 4, which means we can go a second one. This is actually very frustrating. How did he spawn here? Did the slime chunk move? No, he must have jumped over from it, right? There's no way anything else happened. Anyway, you can see why this is frustrating. Which is gonna let you bounce over here into this for now, shall we? This should be, there we go, problem solved. Anyway, so we need to build ourselves a little beacon just over here. We'll make it like this, as you can see. Wonderful. Now it'll work as a beacon as soon as we... Oh no, there's a okay. See, easy mistake to make. Like, we cannot have it intrude on these towers right here. So I guess it has to float in midair. Or we have to dig it into that wall there, or it has to float above there somewhere. I don't even know at this point. This is actually a hard thing. Toycat is deep. Good to see you, David Solomano. How's it going on this fine evening? I hope it's an evening where you're at. I mean, it's definitely not. I think it's work time where you're at, but that's okay. You know, if your employer isn't paying you to watch Toycat videos, I don't know what it is. Also, hi OBX Toycat, I'm working too. Lol, get that $. See, it's weird that comment almost is responding to the. I swear to God, this was perfectly fine yesterday. I think it's because there were slimes spawned that were helping me avoid this. I'm not even sure. Okay, whatever. So we just have to make sure that the 7x7 beacon will go now to keep things simple. Kind of floats, but not too much, and comes in from the side here. So this is the edge on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll go with 7x7 for now. Okay, perfect. And this is at least avoiding most of the problem we're gonna have. The auto smelter XP farm was a bug, and yes, it's finally being patched. Okay, you know, I've been trying to look around for it. Maybe I'm just dumb. Like, there are so many bugs in the Bedrock community where people are like, oh, I want this bug though, because I like, and I tried looking into like, what is this bug? I think one of the best things about trying to, you know, like, I know one of the dangerous things about the term community and the sense of community is this, like, you know, you almost feel like you're missing out if you're not, like, utilizing the same exploits and whatever else as everyone else. But in reality, it's like, yeah, maybe it's best not to. This is a beautiful beacon. Don't question me, by the way. It's basically an XP duplication bug. Yeah, I understand that it's like, I understand the details are like, yeah, you can duplicate XP endlessly. I don't understand how anyone is defending that, but my point is that I don't understand how it works, right? Like, I guess that's good that you can't just Google, how do I duplicate XP? Technically, I'm getting paid to watch too, lol, says Jupiter Jamie. Actually says, haha, sorry to misquote you there. Very ashamed of myself. Okay, a slime spawned over there now. Okay, that's not gonna be a problem in the future, because it's separate between me and this by a chunk. This is triggering. Okay, so chat, I need to know where the, I need to store these coordinates, minus 368, minus 519. Minus 368, minus 519. Because obviously we're gonna dig a big tunnel down to this. I think we're gonna make a T in the middle of the beacon. I could have done so many more satisfying patterns, but I like that one quite a lot. I chose that one. Basically, when you take stuff out of a hopper, you get the XP, but you can take some of it, and the XP in the furnace doesn't reset. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, minus 368, minus 590. Thank you, Orange Brian Smith. Minus 368, minus 590. So, you know, wait, it's this way? Okay. Is that true? 19. Oh, no, I thanked Brian Smith when he was wrong. See, I was just about to make this point. So thank you, Dasher, Funcat1Cat. This is an interesting thing. Like, you can't trust, like, at least as a streamer. It's really hard to trust individuals. Like, the number of times I've made a mistake, I'm like, I'll just trust a stranger. Why would they lie on the internet? Like, you know, like, they don't have much. And then, like, I'm always trying to prove that people shouldn't, you know, don't want to just randomly lie. And it always goes poorly for me. I am learning this lesson time and time again. I'm going to get to 10,000 levels before they patch it, says Adorable Ho. That's a fun goal. That's a fun goal. That actually said, oh, okay. Here we go. Nice. So, yeah, one of the, I was wrong too, don't credit me. There's this fascinating concept. I think it's like, it's a lot of why, you know, stuff like crypto works, like Bitcoin, to be precise and not use a needlessly convoluted term. But like one of the reasons it works, right, is this idea that like any individual you cannot trust. People lie and make mistakes all the time. Like, if you're gonna trust someone to get something perfectly right, you're definitely doing things incorrectly. However, even though you can't trust individuals to get things right, you can trust a collective to usually be on the money. This is called the wisdom of the crowd, usually, which is this weird principle. I don't know if this is actually true, by the way. I'm so sure that it cannot fundamentally be, but supposedly, if you take 100 people or something like that, if you take 100... Why have I got one extra coal chilling around here? Hey, thank you, Olive Wire. Trust is the riskiest gamble. It's the riskiest gamble we're all making every single day, too. That's the wild thing about it, right? Honestly, should we just put a haste 2 on the beacon? Should we just make that? No, let's not. Let's just throw in this, put on the haste, and then we'll activate the secondary power later, huh? Yeah, I think, like, people, you know, every individual can make mistakes. But because people are likely to make mistakes in both directions, you know, like, I don't know. For instance, in the coordinate thing, some people are gonna make mistakes by hearing 519 as 590. Some people are gonna make mistakes by getting the two numbers mixed up. But, like, eventually, enough people don't make mistakes that, like, because people aren't making the same mistake, I should say, you can tell that the most answered answer is likely going to be the truth. Today's Pass It Forward tip is donated to Dasha, Queen of Chords. I like that title we've given her. That's very fun. Okay, so we're just now starting, 18 minutes into the stream, the actual mining procedure itself. All of this needs to be mined out. It's going to be quite a wild ride, in my opinion. Especially because we're going to move some of it, like... Oh, God, there is a slime chunk there. I need more boats. I need a lot more boats. So the first thing we're going to do to make sure that this doesn't annoy me anymore is I'm going to dig lots of holes in here so that slimes can spawn inside the holes and be trapped in there, not bothering me. That is my first big kind of play here. Queen of Wrong Chords, apparently. You know, you're right, I'll remove your praise for today. It says literally 10k, so it better be 10k. By the end of this live stream, there will be 6 shulker boxes
on expanding the lantern biome in the near future?
Dean Potts, genuinely, like, I mean, like, 4 stacks of iron is a lot, objectively. But in terms of the peace of mind of not having slimes, it could be fun just to have another one. Like, clearly this area here is giving me, like over there somewhere, is giving me serious slime problems, right? So it could be fun to just cover this in lanterns too. Who knows for sure. Hi, did the tub come? I discovered if I load Minecraft... Oh, by the way, here is my tub. Rub-a-dub-dub. I don't know if I can drink from the tub. I also need to clean it. But here's my bathtub. It's gonna be so fun to drink out of, but someone... Can I tell you about the mess that is my life? Do you want to hear about my life? Yeah, we're not mining. We're not mining. Okay, I'm gonna just pretend to drink out of the bathtub. There we go. Mmm, so tasty. Yeah, if you want to know about how, like, this is not how normal people brains work. Okay, actually, wait, I want to get some shots of the, I want to get some shots of this for before and after, if you don't mind, chat. Look at this right here. Okay, I'm going to switch out to controller. This is what the cave looks like after, I guess, but no, wait, before. Before and afters do not work after to before. As you can see, there's some space. We need a little bit more. Someone remind me at the end that I've done this so I can title the file in a way that I'll remember that I've done this. I thought you were gonna take some shots, NesXG. Honestly, that's a good idea too, though, right? Okay, let's do some... I mean, like, you do shots before you've done the big important event, and then you do shots after, right? That is why they call it that way. Anyway, so we're now going to stand at the front of this, and we're going to look. Do a little left-right sweep. That should be enough. I like how you assume other people are normal. I mean, I guess it's, I guess there are 2 ways to be happy, right? To have high expectations and high results, and to have low expectations and low results. I feel like too often I fall into the world of, like, expecting pretty basic things of myself and then not delivering fairly basic things for myself. And so my favorite example. See, we're gonna mine. I think a zombie spawning isn't a big problem, by the way. I think that yes, we need as many of these blocks between these to be gone as well. And this, okay, we're gonna start nice and simple, right, chat? We're gonna make this nice and squared off. And then this pillar right here, we're gonna remove it. This pillar right here, we're gonna remove it. And this side right here, we're gonna straighten up. I think it's gonna be much more satisfying and easier to see. Toy cat bathwater when, says Rosie Pharaoh. My lawyers have advised me that selling Iron Brew that I have bathed in, even if you describe it as not a health supplement, might lead to all sorts of legal ramifications. Because here's the thing, right? The only way you can ever get away with selling a product like that is if you lie to people, and like, this is what, if I'm not mistaken, the famous other bathwater scandals do. You just sell regular water, and so if people ingest it, it's like, it's fine. It's regular water. Maybe it's got some scents in it, but scents can be drunken. But like, this is actually my bath water that I've, my bath Iron Brew, not water, that I have bathed in. And so actually selling that to people, you have to, you're just opening yourself up for all sorts of legal issues. I was thinking about legal issues recently. Really about the law as a whole. Because we always have this, no, don't ruin the bathwater magic for me. Exactly, so like that, I call me a man of integrity, or call me the opposite. Call me a filthy, messed up human being who won't just, pretend to sell bathwater if that's what people want. But no, because I don't think it would be ethical to sell pretend bathwater as bathwater. Unless you're very clearly doing the whole, hey guys, just so you know, this is how this is happening. Just lying to people straight up isn't fun. Anyway, did you throw away the Iron Brew bottle? I don't want to know, actually. Let's just say there's enough for 20 shots in that bottle. And those shots can sell for $10. I couldn't throw away $200 worth of Iron Brew. Ali, but with 2 A's. Thank you for the £4.49 tip. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you're having a good day. Make Iron Brew and then name it bathwater, then sell it. Integrity intact. Man of integrity, yes, you rejected Raid Shadow Legends. I mean, again, like, I have this discussion every time that comes up. Because I know people are like, oh yeah, I'm so good. I turned down sponsorship money. Like, I got offered 4,500. What was it? 4,500 or 5 grand? It was one of the two. And I kind of said no, because I'm just so brave that way. And it's like, well, I mean, isn't it also kind of stupid? Like, wouldn't I be happier with 5 grand than with, like, integrity? Integrity, which, like, only matters if someone has heard about that and then hasn't heard something since then, which they'll go, oh, don't know about that, Toy Cat. I thought you were cool, and then I learned that you're not willing to drink from a lead bathtub for us or whatever. Make a cocktail in the drinking tub and sell it. That's your bathwater. Oh, okay, 100%. I've been looking into companies to do this, but it's on my list of things where, by looking into it, I mean I looked into it months ago, and then I've been distracted with dumb, like, essential tasks in my life since then. But, one of the things that I really do want to do is, like, this sounds like a joke, and, like, it is a joke until it actually happens. But, I want to make the alcohol company for people who don't like alcohol, right? Like, this is a cocktail for people who don't like alcohol. This is wine for people who don't like wine, etc. I want to make, I feel like that is such a, especially, like, wouldn't string also help to stop slime spawning? Yeah, I have heard if I just cover it in string, it's a valid solution. Also, it's summer here at my moment, and the room is quite often between 26 and 28 degrees, and I have no way of cooling it down. I feel like I'm dying. Yeah, those are the temperatures where if you get some humidity in your life, Fun Cat, you're gonna be in some real pain. I can imagine, I don't know if this is true, but if you are in a very humid area, I don't know how dehumidifiers actually work. I don't even know how much they cost. I just hear about people using them all the time for, like, pseudo-health benefits. But the other thing is, like, that obviously, like, getting a portable, like, or getting a one-room AC unit is, like, actually affordable for people versus buying the whole thing. And obviously, if you can't get one yourself, like, work out with the people in your life who can. Like, hey, Wouldn't you like for your life to not feel like pain? Here is a device that will do that for us. Can I get the pre-sale code to like alcohol? I want it. Yeah, no, again, like, I don't want to... I feel like just promising random things that you have no progress on is not my style. But I feel like it's such a good idea. I just need, like, it's making your own alcohol is one of the... Like, again, you know, this annoys me. Again, like with everything, I can understand the idea, but I hate the result. Of like, yeah, I want to sell a thing that people would like to buy, but obviously there's so many licenses involved in actually making it, so I just have to find a company that can make it to my specifications. And most of the companies that will make it, like, and put your badge on it, they're not actually going to let you have an impact. They're just going to be like, here is something we have, put your label on it. It's like, no, I want to make sure this actually is good for people like that. Anyway, yeah, I'm working on it. And by work, I know, I even forgot. There was something earlier where I was like, there is this very important thing I've been meaning to do for months. And I have just forgotten about. And, like, I was like, yeah, I can't even remember what that was that I was going to tell you. It's really important. It's like, but that doesn't stop me forgetting about it, I guess. Yeah, it's 92% humidity right here. There's also a weird life hack for getting rid of it that I don't understand. Honestly, I don't even understand like, I understand humidity is the amount of water in the air. 100% humidity is when no more water can be absorbed by the air, which is really bad. I get that. But yeah, anything beyond that, I just get confused by. So yeah, let's do this layer by layer, I think, is the smart way to go. So we'll work this way down to where this needs to be. And then we'll go for the next layer, etc. I think that's the smartest way to make all of this work. What do you think they're going to do about slimes? Do you think they'll bother the warden? Nothing can spawn in the deep dark besides the warden. So that's like the solution to that. Any progress on the Toy Cat greeting cards? I need the I'll stay with you for 50 to 60 days one. Oh, I think that one is 30 to 40 days in the greeting card lineup. I have a friend, not friend, I have a contact who is a former YouTuber who runs a merch company, and I was like, hey, I know that you usually make t-shirts and mugs, but I need weird heart-shaped mugs, and I need these, and I said I wanted to make cards, and they're like, trading cards? And I was like, well, also trading cards, but I meant so I think I'm accidentally going down a trading card rabbit hole now, because wouldn't it be so cool? Like, again, this is the problem, like, you know, rather than staying focused on being like, yeah, it would be cool to have, let's. But no, I'm now looking into Toy Cat trading cards too, and it's like, can't we just get the green card thing that you've actually worked out done first? It's like, no. Anyway, it's things are crazy, but it's happening. But yeah, I think the smart things of slimes is just have enough of them be trapped somewhere that they can't bug me. I think that there are mobs spawning in such... Oh god, there are some over there. Yeah, we're gonna have to lantern that place up like crazy. Toy Cat trading cards, Big Salmon, Desert Well, Bucks Fizz. That sounds good to me. That sounds really good to me. Would love Toy Cat trading cards. Toy Cat trading cards requires you to be able to trade. 100% people worldwide wouldn't be enough, says Orange Brian Smith. I think most trading cards are actually collectible cards. I think that's what you... Like, TCG is trading card game, and it would be a CCG, a collectible card game, I guess. I totally would want it to be playable, though, right? Something you could do there. Is Top Trumps, like, a licensed thing? Or can anyone make a Top Trump set? Because, you know, these are all questions that I'm asking now, but I'm going to entirely forget about by the time any of them are relevant. Anyway, so now we're going to hop out of here. We need terrible Toy Cat build trading cards. Pickaxe is going to break. People have far too little faith in the durability bars. Like, I get it. It's very tiny over there. It's like this big in real life. Wait, it's like this big. But like, you know, just like other things that are that big. You know, don't worry. They're just as usable as if they're bigger. Oh, thank you so much, and Angela. It's like Alexandra, but like lots of rearranged words, for becoming a member. I feel like for the last like week, we've had a real drought of memberships. Thank you for joining the club. You now get access to Toy Cat emojis. I like those Toy Cat emojis. You get a green name in the chat. It's very good. Long Boy plush trading cards. Again, I'm gonna look into trading cards, but I really like in my life I try to sometimes stay focused. I don't do a good job at it, but yeah, this is why questions are dangerous, you know. Like, of course I want to do the thing in the question, but that's why it's a whole problem. Build a small cavern under each slime chunk so all the slime spawn and get stuck down there. Yeah, that's also a valid solution, right? There's a lot of, okay, slimes are spawning there, like, a lot. But they're over there, and I'm over here. So it's not really my problem. We'll leave those 2 blocks here for now. So, I need the, backstory for drinking from a bathtub thing, says, Saison Mochot. What backstory is there to explain? Sometimes the tasty drink comes from a bathtub. Tasty beverage. Maybe the cards can be based on your videos, like the Realm Experiments collection. Yeah, like I feel like there's lots of cool ways to do it. Again, this is the problem though of like, it's so fun to come up with ideas for things. Like, of course that's the bit everyone likes the most. But the challenge of actually getting ideas done is getting all the tedious, hard, you know, getting all that stuff out there is where problems start to arise. And so yeah, that's why, as fun as it is to talk about it, I'm trying to be like, okay, we're gonna just not. That's our plan. We're gonna just not. Sometimes comes from a fishbowl, says NSXG. Anyway, I was thinking about something today. Like, I feel like who doesn't have a deep inner thought about the concepts of good and evil on a regular basis? But one of the things that I've been see, look, a slime spawned in there, and now it's a problem solved. And then we go down a few blocks, and we'll make another tunnel, and then another problem will be solved. Yeah, to go back to my point, oh yeah, seeing slimes be trapped in, he's trapped in the wall right now, it seems. I don't even understand. Cave slime. Anyway, like I was saying, what was I saying actually? Yeah, I was having a thought myself, because, you know, like I was saying with this thing earlier, like, I really want to get air conditioning installed in my, at least one of the rooms in my house now. Like, I have a portable AC unit, but, like, I want to have, like, I can turn on the AC so that when I, you know, like, remote control, so I have to waste it being on all the time, etc. Anyway, especially, like, for a room like this, I need to... Anyway, so I was looking into that. And I've been trying to look into it for so long. It's so basic, and, like, in a lot of ways, it can help with heating in the winter, etc. But, like, finding someone who can just come over and be like, hey... Because I've got a really weird heating system in this house. And so I want to just get someone to come over and be like, hey, what would a normal person do with this? Is this the best I can do? Because there's a chance that it is. If I speak to someone casually, they're like, oh, yeah, I don't know about that actually. And so I need to speak to someone who, like, either knows this area, because this is a weird area for things, or I need to speak to someone who knows the stuff. And so I've been meaning to make this phone, and I just haven't, right? I've been, rather than looking into it, I'll find something else to do always. Sometimes that's, you know, productive. Today, I worked on a top 10 Minecraft spawns video. It is a really cool one. I worry I went too focused on spawns rather than just cool seeds as a whole. See, by the way, look, more slime spawning, more slimes in there, fewer slimes out here, fewer problems out here, more fun in everywhere. Just like your heating system, natural gas, electric oil, steam, hydronic. It's, as best I know, it is all electric, based. But the thing I'm wondering is it more efficient? Again, I don't know about this one. Is it more efficient if I already have an electric boiler for my water, for my, like, my showers and my, I don't know what else hot water's used for, honestly. But, like, that's all run from an electric boiler. I have a boiler, it does its thing. Is it more efficient for me to use that same water and hook up all of those, you know, like hook up all the other things in all the radiators in my house to water, and then run it centrally electrically. Because right now all my heating is done in the individual rooms from just an electricity socket to a radiator. That seems very, very inefficient, I would guess. But I can't get anyone, like, every time I speak to someone, like, okay, I want to get the heating done centrally. And they're like, oh yeah, that's smart. And I'm like, but it's electric right now. And they're like, so what would the benefit be? And I'm like, but it would be cheaper. Gas is cheaper, says Mr. Owl. Yeah, but there's no, like, not only is there no gas in this area, like, again, this was built at a time where electric was going to be the future, and then electric just has never become the future. Like, we're trying so hard to help with the climate, and one of the biggest, like, sources, we're just like, but not that. That'd be expensive. It's like, why don't we make it cheap then? Like, of course electricity should be cheaper than literally digging up gas from but it's not. I don't know how digging up gas from the ground, sending it via huge container ships around the world, then putting it in pipelines, then sending it to people's houses, then lighting it on fire is significantly cheaper, like 2 to 3 times cheaper than just running electricity from the national grid. It doesn't make any sense to me. I definitely run heat pumps if you can. See, I've been looking into heat pumps, obviously, but I was wondering on, like, okay, is that like enough for the entire house? Hot water from the heater can't be used for hydronic heat, from my understanding. Let me see if there are electric boilers. Yeah, maybe yeah, that's possible. I mean, it's a huge boiler. It's like the size of me, or like up to there on me. And it's like, is that just for people's showers? Like, I don't even know. But yeah, I want to get a heat pump, but because I think they work as air conditioners in the summer. But I don't know. Also, they need like a big outside box. Do I need a big outside box for every room, or does one of them run the whole thing? Damn, instead of being productive, I work on videos. Try being a bit less hard on yourself. I know, I feel this way like every day. If it's like, okay, there's some things we've got to get done today. And like, you know, they're all tasks that take like you know, if I've got 3 tasks to do in a day and they all take an hour, I'll be done at the end of the day and it'll be like 8 hours past. I'll have done 2 of the things and I'll be questioning myself like, this isn't, no, this, you don't get a pass on this one. Heat pumps are very interesting in that they're literally air conditioners working in reverse. Yes, that's my question. Can a heat pump work in can a heat pump work in not reverse? If you get me, I don't actually know. Is there even an answer? One outside box for your whole home. But then are there pipes running from the big outside box to my whole home? You probably have an immersion tank, says Ben Fletcher. I do have an immersion tank. I don't know what that means, though. Heat pumps are able to do both heating and coming. Ours is more in the summer than it is in the winter. Now I really want a heat pump. I just, you know, unsubscribe to Toycat to make your house extremely warm. You know, and I'm lucky. I'm in the situation where like I can drop, you know, like what is it, like $5 to, you know, I don't mind spending $5 now to save. I'm spending like $200 a month on electricity right now. I don't even know how I'm spending that much on electricity. Again, I've got all these problems that like I can't just ignore, but then I'm ignoring them. And you know, welcome to life. Economies of scale ruins your climate, says Kugal Naxon. See, right, I genuinely like. There's like a way things should be able to work, but then like we try to mess around with the world to make things work slightly differently, and we always end up just making the most counterintuitive systems that are like terrible for something that we just didn't think about. And like gas to the house is like again, like, you know, economies of scale should be amazing, but they're not because of how ludicrous the, you know, like because we already did all the infrastructure costs for naturalized gas or whatever. And it's like, well, should we have done that then? We've now filled a shulker box, by the way, boys. Also girls. Sorry to exclude some of you from that one, you know. But ignoring problems so you have no choice but to deal with them is just adulting, I think. You know, but like, should it be that way? You know, I hate dealing with people where, you know, that's the way they react to my problems. Where it's like, I will not deal with the thing that you have an issue with until you bug me really hard about it. Because it's like, I hate bugging people. I don't, you know, but ultimately, yeah, that is just how so much of the world works. You know, like, I ordered a board game. I ordered a board game, like, a week ago. I ordered it actually 2 months ago. Because it was coming out on November the 30th. And they said they'd ship it the next day. And I was like, heck yeah. The moment this board game comes out, I can play it. Is it even going to be a good board game? I don't know. I'll find out when it comes out. And so I patiently wait. Oh, there's some gold armor here. This sounds like your approach to Minecraft. It'll be fine. Probably I'll deal with it later. That very much is my approach to Minecraft. I do agree. Oh, that was a convenient set of four zombies, huh? Anyway, so yeah, what I was trying to say there is that I bought this game. They said they'd ship it next day, and then like 8 days pass, and I haven't even heard a shipping update. And I was like, ugh. Now I have to contact the people I gave money to 2 months ago just to do this one task because they haven't done this one task. And so I send them, okay, let's find efficiency 3. And then let's combine that. Is there an anvil in here? There is. Let's combine this with that. And now we get efficiency 4. It's painful to use 4 levels from 60 something. That's probably not the ideal we should be going for. We'll bring another pickaxe with us, maybe? Nah, we'll just leave that be. We went to sleep here. We had a good time. That's what matters. Oh, there's no button on the way out. Anyway, so Fave Village right here, says Rosie Farah. This is what a peak village looks like. You just don't understand. Anyone who doesn't understand. Anyway, so okay, I'm gonna heal up this pickaxe because I need to use this quite a bit today. So just while we're here anyway, we'll do a few melon trades, get some emeralds going, get some villager trades happening, and get a little bit of experience going. What was the board game? Oh, it's called Machikoro 2 or something. It was really fun. I played the regular game. That's why I wanted to buy the sequel the moment it came out, and that's why I put the money down to buy it. But anyway, I sent them an email being like, "Hey, I just wanted to check up on this." I got nothing in a week, and so I sent another email today, being like, "Hey, Then I have to go on their contact form, and it's like, I just know they're not gonna respond for a week, and I'm gonna have to give them a phone call. And you know what happens? The moment you go to phone call, everyone's like, "Oh, now that you're on the phone here with us, we're gonna do the thing we should have done a few weeks ago. Oh, sorry, we just don't man the emails, because, you know, why would we? We didn't realize we were meant to do the basic functions that we're required to. Oh, that's weird. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah, that's weird. You know, what are you gonna do, though? You know, we wanted your money, but we didn't want to do the thing in exchange."
It's humid where I am. Without an AC, everything would feel damp. Also, I'm watching this while my new washer and dryer are being installed. Appliances are yes. Where is your allowance?
I really love I bought a washing machine like when I first moved out a few years ago, and I saved up to buy a nice one, which felt really dumb at the time. Like I was like, you know, like I wanted to make sure it was nice, but like I didn't like, you know, it was just a thing about moving out. I was like, buy something nice now, and it'll last a while. And funnily enough, that actually has worked. Like I've got some emeralds I need to get rid of, but yeah, I love my washing machine. Like it sings at you when it's done. It's a happy time being around my washing machine, is my point here. And you know what? We need more joys like my washing machine in life. Appliances, yes. The excitement I get at looking at new fridges, like I'm like, you know, soon as my fridge like creaks and starts dying, I've got a replacement fridge lined up. That fridge knows he's getting replaced. I bet that iron door had a button like 5 years ago. It got destroyed, and you came up with an elaborate exit through the roof with a button to stop the villagers from coming in. Yeah, I think the villagers were using the button, and that's why I had to put it in. But I don't even know at this point, you know. The washing machine plays a song when it's done. I like our washing machine. Yeah, right. It's cool. It's small sound designs that can make you enjoy a product. Anyway, liking appliances means you're old. Yeah, that's an entirely fair We just got a new dryer, exciting times. I can't have a dryer, like, I can. Like, I guess anyone can have a dryer in the sense that, like, no one can stop me from buying one, but it doesn't fit. You know, are we talking about appliances? Okay, you know what, we're all old people here. What do young people talk about? Okay. Anyone below the age of like, you know, 27, that's gonna be my cutoff age. Anyone below the age of 27, tell me something that you find exciting that's like young people-ish, and I can be like, whoa, look at me. I'm basically, you know, I'm basically not even in my dying days. My washing machine sounds like Windows starting up or shutting down. Cheese. Oh man, I love cheese so much. I had a cheese, like, yesterday that hits, no wait, like 2 days ago? It was just so good. It just nailed it. I'm excited about a dishwasher. I had never had one growing up. Oh, I got a dishwasher, but I hate it. I've decided that I thought a dishwasher was the solution to my problems. Maybe it's just because I'm not running my own dishwasher. Like, I've outsourced that task. But I hate it. It's like, you know, how do you know if it's dirty or clean in there? And it's like, well, you know if it's dirty or clean because when it's finished cleaning, you put the stuff away. And it's like, oh, so the machine doesn't do anything for me. It just, like, it just puts them, it just cleans it and then you have to move things. And so it's actually created another task because you have to put all the things in there and then take all the things out and sort them or whatever. It's like, no, I want to put them in the machine and then leave them in the machine. And then when I need a thing, I'll grab it from the machine. You know, like I hate arbitrary duplicate steps. Like when I used to do my dishes by hand, I'd leave them in the drying rack, and then when I wanted them, they'd be in the drying rack, and because they've been there for long enough, they'd be dry. It was amazing. It was a system I had. Now my life is ruined. I go through more work, and it uses electricity, and there's like rules about what you can put in there or whatever. I'm 21, but I'm loving this appliance combo. My fridge, washer, and dryer are all older than me. Man, that is impressive. They must be good if they've lasted that long. I'd love a cleaner who comes to do my adult chores that I don't want to do. I think that's what cleaners do, Kat. I think that's just every cleaner, right? I don't have one right now. I had one for like a week or two moving in here, but like, you know, is this rude of me? Is this me being like, you know, like impolite to service stuff? Like they couldn't deal with spiders, and like one of the problems was we had like some spider webs and whatnot. And it's like, but like, okay, sure. Like I don't know, bugs as a whole. We had a whole thing. And also they just kept like asking like, what can I do? And I was like, oh yeah, so this thing, like that you didn't do earlier. And it's like, you know, like if it's my job to micromanage or clean, like can't you just like surely cleaners should have an idea as to what needs cleaning when they look at a very unclean house. My wife has a dishwasher. She calls it me. I make that joke all the time. It's the best joke to make. Hands are a superior dishwasher. I have a magnet on the dishwasher that says clean with the word dirty underneath it upside down. But like what I want, okay, so this is why you need two dishwashers. This is the, you have a clean dishwasher and a dirty dishwasher and you flip them, and that way you can always be good. Or alternatively, I might just like have half my dishwasher be for clean things and half be for dirty things. But then you have to wash clean things every time you want to do the dirty things. Whatever, it's a whole pain. I haven't worked out the solution yet. But just, you know, I don't like the random like I said, I already find it hard enough to do actually important things. Like the dishes are objectively not important. You know, like okay, this is controversial opinion here. Eating off a dirty dish isn't gonna kill you. It's not even gonna make you sick or anything. Like it's gonna, like if there's food on there, or the, you know, like I guess there's always tiny bits of food, and then you eat and you get the same food on there. Maybe there's some concern there. But it's mostly like, oh yeah, you feel gross if you eat a dirty dish. It doesn't feel good. You know, it's a feeling that you're trying to solve here. Same with wearing what, like a day old, you know, t-shirt or something. Like you're not gonna, you might smell. Actually, that's probably bad if you go out in public. But if you're staying at home, is it that important? No, it's just one of those things that you should do. Depends on the amount of dirtiness, maybe. Yeah, that is definitely, like, there is a level of dirty where it's like, yeah, if you've used this bowl for ice cream, maybe you should wash that pretty intensely before using it again, right? That makes sense. Hey, Toy Cat, just wanted to say I admire your personal growth dealing with the slime chunk in the last episode. I did make it till the end of the video. Thank you, Great Heart. I think anger is an easy first resort, but that doesn't make it the right resort. Oh, we're mining into one of these. Handy. I will give you my car thermos that rails around for days and see if you want a drink outfit. Do you want to know a funny... This is... So again, everyone has their own hygiene rules, and we all kind of pretend they're real when really it's all like... It's all based on feelings or whatever else. One of my weirdest things... So like I'm imagining a thermos right now. I can't eat from like weird smelling places. And everyone's house has a smell. So one of like the hardest things for me to do is like go around someone's house to eat their food, right? That is a challenge to me. I find that to be funny message, relevant to what I said here. We leave our dishes in the dishwasher when they are clean, mostly because we forget to put them away. When we reload it, there are a few things that need to be put away, and then start so it's all clean. But like, every time something gets dirty, you've got to throw it in the dishwasher. And like, then you have to wait till it's full to... It's just, there's a process there that I think they didn't perfectly revolutionize, you know? I have that same problem. I'm super weird about smells. I don't know if I told the story before, but someone was really nice to me. They helped me out when I was in Minnesota at one point. And they're like, oh, you were looking for Girl Scout cookies? I have a box in my house. And then we went there, and I think I was even just outside, but like, you know, the idea that I had been in a, I was like, oh no, yeah, I know what's happening here, which is a shame. I like the lantern pattern. It looks like you have to cover a whole biome in it. It says, it says Hawk FPV. Are we making the lantern biome? Is that what everyone's saying? Well, I guess if we have to, you know, it's not like we can not if we have to, right? Anyway, so let's talk about more exciting things than dishwashers, chat. I'm sorry, we do have to stop eventually. Just gotta get a dishwasher, 2 dishwashers, drawers, and 1 unit. Yeah, I think that's the end result, right? I think I might just put a little magnet on there so I can flip-de-fluke between them. Food at an up-person's house is either restaurant quality or poison. There's no middle ground. It's funny. Everyone has their own standards, and it's weird because like this is the same for I think like cleanliness too, and like it's really weird when you have to like directly see someone else's standards. And so yeah, like you go around someone's house, they're making their best food, and you're like, oh, you don't even, I don't know, what's a dumb thing? You don't salt the pasta water. I know that one of my favorite tips whenever I'm cooking something, like I want it to be tasty, and so you add like a little bit of salt and pepper at every stage of cooking it, right? That's what you got to do. That way you're getting the maximum amount of, or like if butter is relevant, you use that too. Like you're getting the maximum amount of you know, that stuff thrown in there. So Cat got me out here adding all kinds of new biomes to my world. You've got to admit, there's just something so appealing about this. It's like so simple, but it really does something nice for me. It does something really good. When I was growing up, my mum had a reversible can magnet on the dishwasher that said clean or dirty. See, it seems that other people have thought about this problem. Here is my theory. I reckon Americans spend so long working, because, you know, like two people working and doing so, you know, like for amounts of hours. You know, it's a country with more work in general. Anyway, so a part of that is therefore like a lot of inventions to save time have to come from there, and that's why. Oh no, I've got a. Have you built the Deep Dark City in creative? So it's easier to build. Says Forward. Oh, you're blowing my mind right here. What's this creative mode you're talking about? Oh, it's like survival mode, but with you just have all the blocks. Guys, why am I playing survival? Why has no one told me about creative before just now? Imagine how much time we could have saved. Guys, someone needs to have informed me about this. We spend all these hours talking and no one even mentions creative mode to me. Okay, I'm very disappointed in... Oh, I need to put my blocks away. Anyway, you got a creative world, fam. It's funny, like, when you look at the amount of time I spend in my creative world versus here, you can really tell that I... You know, like, having no boundaries is fun every now and then, but mostly just to test things. It's mostly fun to... Okay, I'm gonna make some polished Deepslate now. There we go. Throw these all in here. And there we go. We're getting a little bit closer. I think I shouldn't have put those in there, but it's fine. I see the tub arrived. It did, in fact. Ice Maiden. Okay, now we're going to put away our tough and this. And then we're going to get right back down to it. I just don't enjoy creative. It feels like cheating in a finished project is never satisfying. Yeah, there is a... I think, you know, Minecraft having a literal creative mode right there next to survival, and the only difference being that, like, you know that you've used it. Like, especially on Java, where there's basically no penalty for switching back and forth. The fact that for most people it is more satisfying by a lot not to play it tells you something. Because we usually assume about human psychology that the easiest path is the one people want to take. Right? Like, you know, of course people are going to take... You know, the reason I can't run my own distillery to sell alcohol for people who don't want to drink alcohol, which, you know, very sad that I can't do that legally, at least without adhering to a whole bunch, is because, like, oh yeah, if I ran my own distillery, it is we assume with absolute certainty that I'm going to cut corners because I'm not going to know what to do. And I'm just going to try my best to just... But it's like, no, there's a part of that would be, like, wanting to make good. Like, we kind of ignore this a lot of the time, that, like, people actually want to do good things more often than not. Like, we just assume that everyone's, like, evil and, like, I don't know, out to get you or whatever else. And it's sad that that's always, like, the one common denominator we can never find. It's like, oh yeah, we all agree that everyone else is evil, right? We all can get to that level. Also, I think doing this destruction, like, layer by layer is, like, the most satisfying way to do it. You'd probably end up with ethanol. I mean, okay, think about it this way. Drink enough ethanol, you know, because the problem with drinking regular alcohol, if you don't like alcohol, is it tastes real bad. And you've got so much of it you've got to drink. If you drink a little... Oh, I broke the stone cutter. I guess I've got to break this too at some point, so let's just take it now. Yeah, I don't know where the equivalent place for this to be would be. I guess we'll place it, like, in the middle of this. Yeah, sure, why not? Just for fun. We'll place a crafting table here. Okay, big old slime. Love slimes. Playcat Distillery, definitely not part 4. Anyway, but yeah, I, sadly, because everyone assumes that, of course, I'm going to be doing something evil, I'm not allowed to run my own place. You know, again, I'm just saying, you drink this, and it's not going to be much longer that you're going to have to drink things. If you get what I'm saying, I'm implying murder. That's what I'm implying. It's very funny. Hope you enjoy it. Creative mode is fine if I'm blueprinting a redstone contraption I've never used before, but usually I prefer survival mode. To me, the fact that I don't know a single redstone user who doesn't play exclusively creative or play creative first to work on their survival builds. That to me tells me redstone isn't an intuitive enough system. That's one of the reasons I'm not, like, the biggest of fans of it. Like, you don't ever understand redstone fully. What about summoning Iron Golem, says Pate P. Yeah, a few people have suggested that. I think I might resort to it in the end. Snow Golems apparently work too. So, who knows about that? Anyway, so... I think assumption of wrong is easy. Saw the slime bed. My boyfriend had built our base in the center of a slime chunk, and we put a portal in there, so the base never, and subsequently his cousin's base are constantly overrun by slimes. Says the trash. See that? That seems annoying. I can imagine you're frustrated, huh? That's a good point about redstone. Thank you, EMC Plant. I think that obviously, like, when the redstone system was built, it was built very quickly put together by someone who was, like, good at programming and just wanted a logic system in Minecraft. The problem is that, like, the redstone community, redstone is such an idiosyncratic system. And, like, when you change it, you ruin every build that's ever been built in it. Like, this is the problem. Unlike, if you change the texture of my... Also, creative is cheating.
Creative is cheating. I have a test built world where I mostly try redstone stuff out. Last time I put a survival world in creative, but had to delete it out of shame and regret.
Yeah, the moment you put a... To me, this is just my personal rule set. The moment I put a creative survival world in creative, it's like, okay, this is done. We're over, you know? It's so good you won't ever need another drink again, so I can't solve the global hydration problem. I'm just saying I can solve global hunger this way too, if I try hard on myself. The redstone is literally a programming language inside of Minecraft. Yeah, no, I can see the argument that making it super complex is a good thing. Like, it allows people to have this whole own thing to go down. But yeah, I don't know. Like, when you get further and further into it, it's a whole thing. Anyway, so I wanted to. I had a working redstone toilet for getting rid of junk. It was fun flushing things that I didn't want. It was basically a cauldron swamp, but it looked real. Then my first world got erased. Sorry to hear that, James Weston. Anyway, yeah, I was. I do agree that I don't agree that creative is cheating though. Like, again, to me that tells me that what people enjoy is not the easiest route through something, but instead there's a much more complex thing about how satisfaction is derived from things, right? That just like the easiest path to a thing is not the best path to a thing. Just tipping because I'm happy to be here, says Dasher. I don't know why you have an accent, but apparently y'all do now. It's binary, so it's either on and off, just like transistors. Actually, redstone is not on or off like transistors, right? Like, it has a power level that gets weaker as you go through it. I don't think the power level really comes down for much. But like redstone comparators, like there's a lot more going on to redstone than binary. Like, I guess if you look at regular power systems though, like the whole ones or zero system of electricity is not the only system you can use electrics to do, right? Like, electric current can be like so anywhere between 0 and 1. It's just very hard to like accurately use that information. Anyway, why are you mining, says Mama Bear. Oh, to get the blocks away. You're welcome. Anyway, yeah, I think redstone is basically electricity from real life. I agree with everyone. I just think that, like, needs some work, maybe. Yeah, what are you building, says Top Mazza 420. A deep, dark city inside of Minecraft. I like the idea, personally. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to remove all of this layer of Deepslate soon, too. Bro, this is an... Okay, no, I'm not going to bother. You know, I usually like tearing apart people, but let's try not to do the whole, like, let's read chat thing. Can't we just power things with potatoes, like, in school? I never got to do that experiment in my school. It's very disappointing. You know, like, I believe there's some minor electric current in a potato. I don't understand why, or, like, how much, or if it really can power a light bulb. I've always wanted to. You know, I have a story chat. Because, this is one of those, like, you know, like, am I the asshole situation things. And I genuinely don't know what the answer is. Like, it's not even like I did anything. But, when I was younger, we have to take more of this out so we can actually, like, fit the things that need to go in there. When I was younger, my, like, I was at, like, some market, you know, like, where you buy goods and wares and whatever else people do at markets. Anyway, I was at one of these market. Is this a cracked? Oh, this is a cracked brick. It came from the thing. Where do we want a cracked Deepslate brick again? Oh, whatever, we'll work it out. Did you hear about the round-trip flights direct from Heathrow to Pittsburgh? It's so exciting. It's big news over here. Oh, I heard when they were gonna launch that in, like, 2019. I guess they delayed for some reason. Why would they delay that? There must be a good reason, right? They must have had something in mind when they delayed launching that flight. Anyway, yeah, I did hear. I heard when they initially. I thought it was like cancelled permanently. It's called here. It's coming back, and it's cool that your it's cool your town city is very excited about it. Like, I think I might have even like. I referenced this in some video. I don't know if I ever end up making the video, but it was a point about like. You know, like, traditionally, the way if you wanted to go from Pittsburgh to London is you take a flight from Pittsburgh to New York, and then everyone else from any of those small cities takes a mega plane that's super fuel efficient from there to London. But the new model is like, what if you could just fly from London to all of those individual places? And so now there's flights from London to Tennessee or London to all sorts of weird cities you wouldn't imagine can sustain it. And then because it's more direct and it's more convenient, more people choose to fly and the airline makes more money, even though it's less efficient because there's like, you know, like, there's not as many people going from London to Pittsburgh as London to New York to Pittsburgh. Whatever. It's a whole interesting thing. I've had my survival world for 2 years, but I've recently started to take it seriously. But it's kind of disappointing because achievements are turned off once I went to creative to find my stuff. Yeah, I mean, well, the lesson there is like, don't go to creative, right? That's the lesson there. But we'll avoid life lessons or whatever else. So, Kat, did they change the height that Feb falling boots would save from death? It's possible. It's also possible they didn't. Is this valuable information? Some would say no. Dispensers should be able to use ender pearls. I'd like to see a bunch of them traversing a world. You know, that's a really funny image, you're right. Seeing a dispenser use an ender pearl and teleport away. I do like that as an idea. No, so, okay, you know, like, I was thinking about something relating to, like, how my inability to just, like, look up, you know, like, heat pump people and try and get someone to come around and give me a quote, or, like, same with this, basically every issue I'm having. It's like, just, I need to call a professional, and I need to have them, like, come around here, give me some... Like, I've been trying to get someone to, like, look at my garden for a while and, like, landscape it. I don't even know what it's called. You know, like, it's so embarrassing when, like, you don't even know what the term for what you want is. You just know that there's someone out there that specializes in it, and you know they would like some money from you, and you would like their services. But, like, I always say the phone call where you're like, so what would you want? And I'd be like... I don't know, but I think you guys sell it. Anyway, so I was thinking about that, right? Because the concept of the concept of like good and evil being like the way the world is entirely run. It's like a really basic dichotomy. Everyone knows that it's wrong to some extent. But like, why is it wrong? You know, why are there not good things and bad things? Good people, bad people, evil people, and great people, etc. You know, it seems entirely logical that there would be those things. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Thank you, Jack Guff. Anyway, 22 months of membership. Wow. So yeah, you need a gardener to garden your garden. No, but I want him to literally redesign it from scratch, right? I want him to because like a gardener implies someone who comes around and does the thing. Landscaping, I feel like implies they're just gonna re-land. You know, maybe I'm overthinking it at that point. But I hate when I don't overthink things. And I'm like, okay, so you work in, I know, like I tried to get some people around to like a loft, like I wanted to add a structure to the outside of my house. Right now the roof is like that. I wanted them to do that. So I spoke to roofers and like loft firms, people who specialize in exactly that. They're like, oh, you know, you need to be speaking to one of the, you haven't even spoken to an architect before speaking to us. Okay, dummy. I mean, they don't say it in those words, but they imply it, right? Where they're like, okay, You haven't spoken to one of those? We can work with that, I guess. I mean, I don't know how we would. No one would come to us without doing that, right? A garden architect, says Angela Schmeitz. Yeah, right, that's the closest. Anyway, you know, I don't know, it's annoying. You know, it's one of the reasons why it is so hard to do a thing, is because when you try to do the thing, people are like, ooh, you're doing the thing wrong. And it's like, well, I'd rather just not do the thing. Anyway, it's hard building extensions in England, says Mohammed Penguin Gamer. That's your first real comment I've seen on this live stream? Yeah, it actually is. You have a few, I think it's called permitted development rights, that you can do basically without question. But even those, you need, like, I think your neighbor's consent. Like, oh. Just the idea of having to, like, go to my neighbor's house, be like, can you sign this? They'll be like, well, we rent here, we don't live here. Can you get me in contact with the owners? I don't know, man. We went through a company, and then I have to go through that company, you know, like, at one point, my neighbors needed to do something involving, like, our shared space. And it was, like, such a pain for them to get it done. Like, I was lucky. I just had to, like, pay them for my share of it. I'm doing some landscape design right now at work for a senior center, says Jacqueline Smith. Okay, so does your landscape design... you are an architect, so does that apply to... Are you qualified? Do you need to be qualified to work in different countries? Can you landscape design my landscape, please? That sounds like an innuendo. I mean, but tell me what I need or who I need to do it. You need your neighbor's consent to do things to your own house. I'm gonna be sick. Just to clarify, because again, I feel like from an American point of view, that's weird. Behind me, this wall is shared with a neighbor on that side, and this wall, like, we have shared walls, and so if you're gonna if you even interact with those walls, you're interacting with your neighbor's wall as well, so you need their permission. Usually it's pretty straightforward, but I think one of my neighbors has a real thing against it. Like they ask several times, like, you don't want to do this, do you? And I'm like, well, probably not right now. And they're like, well, that's good. It was so much pain when it last happened. And I was like, yeah, not right now. Don't want to do that. Because it costs so much. So it's a problem for the future. Wow, your neighbors must love you. Yeah, no, so on that side, okay, wait, do you want to know, do you want to are your attics attached? Yeah, if you want to know about this is interesting to me at least. On that side, there isn't actually a house, it's their attic. So if they were in their attic rummaging around, they would hear me making these videos probably, because I can't imagine they've got the best insulation as a result. I don't know anything about the UK and your strange gardens. I would politely say I'm underqualified. Oh yeah, you'd find my garden size hilarious. It's like the size of, I don't know, like, the size of like a very large RV. You know, like not like one that would, you probably need like a specialized license to drive the size of RV that would fit in my garden. Just landscape it yourself. B&Q sell iron tools, but I don't know who sells diamond ones, says Chris Burwhistle. You know, that is a good solution. You're right. It sounds like you're telling us someone lives on the other side of that Deepslate wall. The size of a burek, says Igor Trevaselli. Anyway, so I'm gonna try and... I feel like I either way under-interact with chat or over-interact with it. But today, your neighbors have exclusive access to unreleased content. Are they rich cats? You should fill your garden with a single arbitrary vegetable. Yeah, that would be the on-brand way to do it, wouldn't it? That would be the on-brand way. Okay, so we're gonna make a ton of polished deep slate. Just all of that into polished. Load up this chest. I think we're basically a third of the way through now, which is good. And then we can throw some more cobbled in here, just one of those. And then let's throw the tough in here. Nice. Also the string and the spider. What? Man, I hate how you just pick up dumb items, and I should just burn them, but I can't. We all know I have too much sentimental attachment to it. Okay, so next up, we wanna... I think more of that over there needs to be destroyed next. I think that's the logical... And this over here, too. So again, we're going to leave this wall intact for now. But we are going to mine on top of it. This whole Deepslate section here. Yeah, like I want the view from here to be unobstructed on the right. So we have to remove all of this Deepslate. It's pretty unobstructed on the left, which is great. But like on the right, you can see where there clearly should be not things there. And yet there is. Yeah, I was having this struggle. Because, you know, it does suck when you don't be doing things. And because, you know, like, it's easy to imagine that, like, the way that bad things happen in the world is that someone who is very bad, who is perhaps evil, makes them happen. And so there are evil people, and then there are good people. You know who the good people are? It's people like you. You watching this stream right now? You got evil impulses? Bet you don't. You're a good person. If you have evil impulses, do you act on them? Bet you don't. Oh, you do act on them? I bet you don't most of the time. Oh, you do like a healthy amount of the time? I bet you don't all of the time, though. Whereas evil people, they do all of evil things all of the time. So, like, you, them, you know, you're not evil like them. Don't worry, guys. And, wrong, I'm evil. You know what, you're right. I'm sorry for making that mistake. So, everyone besides Jacqueline Smith here are, good people. And so, so now we throw all these things in here. The interesting thing with that framing, that worldview, I guess, is it starts to fall apart a little bit when you start to think about, like, okay, well, how do bad things happen? Okay, it's the evil people. And it's like, well, actually, no one really, like, is inherently ever in... You know, like, when you actually start to try and define what the evil things are, you start to find out there are things that a lot of people find to be either good or just okay. Like, or necessary evils. This is why I think, like, debates around, you know, the topics where you never get any unanimity, or even just, like, basic respect for each other in a conversation are generally, like, immigration and abortion, right? Because, like, those are the spicy topics where you're not just discussing a thing, you're discussing, like, a whole bag of other things, and the basic conception of human rights and, you know, like, what is a society, what is good, what is, you know, and etc, etc. And so, the indifference is low-key worse than evil, though, says Mark Piot. Yeah, I think that, like, there's a tiny bit of truth to that. I wouldn't agree altogether. I think that, like, saying that is a little bit of a dangerous thought. But I just found out my washing machine does not play a happy little tune when it's done. It plays the 12-inch extended remix. Is that just all new washing machines do? It's like, okay, how do we sell more washing machines? What if that we made the tune longer? Yes, you're a genius. Well, this will sell so many washing machines. Anyway, so I think that so someone says Tories play cat. Tories are evil. Yeah, right. So now that right there, you just, like, what is that? 44% of the population voted for them, either in 2019 or in 2017. I don't know which election, but, like, within living memory, right? Or, you know, you might say, you hear people say the other side too. So, you know, or, like, you hear people say, like, oh, yeah, it's rich people who are, and, like, again, even when you, no matter how small you slice it, you're still gonna say, like, oh yeah, like 5% of the population, 10% of the population, 44% of the population, whatever it is. You've just lost 50 IQ points as constant attitude. Yeah, someone tricked me. Someone tricked me. I'd like my IQ back, sir. The joke being there that you lose 50 IQ points when you talk about politics, which is true. You cease having any interesting things to say because now you're trying to push a agenda instead. Anyway, but, like, there's a real problem with the conception of evil. When you start to realize, like, when you start trying to define what evil is. Because then you start to realize that everyone defines evil slightly differently. And a lot of people, what you define as evil, some people define as good. But the way worse category is people who describe it as, like, okay or necessary. You know, like, for example, right? Something I really dislike is I don't know, violence. I don't think you should be violent to solve your problems. That is my hot controversial take for the day. I need to find a shulker box that I can load up with all my clay. Or do I just start smelting my clay? What do I do with so much clay, chat? It's a big problem. I have not thought this one through correctly. If you leave the door open to your Minecraft house, you're chaotic. I guess I've just got to make a clay chest at this point. Yeah, I bet I've already done that somewhere, now that I think about it. Clay biome when? Is this a clay chest? Is this a clay chest? Is this a... Hey, we do have a clay chest. This is why labeling is important, huh? Anyway, so, like, I don't like violence. But it's hard not to admit that violence has achieved a lot of things that I personally benefit from. Or even that I don't personally benefit from, but that I don't actively discourage. I think that we need to do a lot of shearing of sheep, by the way. So let's grab one of these, do a quick little shear thing. I think that it's so easy to, you know, like, decry a thing. Like, so many of the, like, modern systems that our world, like, functions on have this, like, layer of, you really wouldn't like the things that make it happen. Below the surface. You know, like, I don't know. The you know, like, just like I was mentioning, like, if you want to have cheap heating, you need to have natural gas piped into your house. If you want that to happen, you need to have a ton of... Someone needs to dig up a road. They need to dig every pipe from where you are to the natural gas place. Where's the natural gas place? It's a port because natural gas is partially made in your country, probably. But it mostly gets shipped in from, you know, like, perhaps countries of dubious morality. You maybe do some bad things to their citizens. So, indirectly now, to heat your home, you have to support, you know, pick a regime you don't like. I want to say Venezuela's a big exporter of natural gas. I think they might just do oil, though. But I want to say they do natural gas as well. And so now you're supporting a regime that makes people starve so that they can have absolute iron grip on it. And it's like, ooh, are you doing a bad thing by heating your house? Ooh, I mean, like, you are, right? Every time you heat your house. And so, the dubious regimes like the UK. Hey, I live in that country of dubious morality. Yeah, right, like, okay, so, I think Russia's much lower on the dubious morality spectrum than, like, a Venezuela or something. But, like, same thing, right? If you can be like, I support, you know, LGBTQIA plus rights, 100%, no questioning them. And it's like, well, do you heat your house? And, like, obviously that's that's such a dumb thing to say. I hate people who do that, because it's like, well, it shouldn't, that's not how that works. You know, not every single, but then, you know, like, but then the interesting point comes at, like, well, if you don't say that that's true, then everyone can just draw the line at things that they're not doing. And when you ask people to draw a line on morality, it's like, yeah. So, like, everything that I'm doing is good. Everything that, you know, I'm not doing, you know, not necessary. It's a systemic problem. So many people have this reaction to, like, climate change that's like, no, it's not me that's emitting all those emissions when I, you know, like, I don't know, drive to the store or, you know, like, heat my house. You know, like, all these, all these, like, you know, things that you're doing that hurt the environment slightly, is it you or is it the company? You can argue it's the company all you want, but the only reason Honda's making so many cars is because they know people buy them. The only reason that, you know, so much gas can be pumped by Shell and whoever else, BP, is because they know that people will buy it. My ex told me a profound philosophy. Technically, there's no such thing as right and wrong. Mind F ***K when you carefully think about it. I think the point I was trying to get to at the bottom of this, by the way, The point I was actually trying to get to here, I wasn't, because it's really easy to just have this discussion as a way to get out of doing anything. Like, you know, honestly, when you think about it, like, because of the interconnected global nature of the world, anything you do has so, like, this is where the good place goes for, like, a moderate amount of the run. Yeah, every time I leave this place and come back, slimes start spawning in crazy levels. Which is not very useful for me. So I'm just gonna fly over here. Again, when I'm mining, at least I can deal with this. I'm gonna dig this out. Label your chest with item frames holding the item that's related to the chest. Oh yeah, I just find that to be such a cliche, so I used signs instead. Toothpaste is just a bone cleaner. Anyway, I have a hybrid. I'm clearly morally superior. See, and then electric car owners are morally superior to you. And then people who don't drive cars are morally superior to them. And then people who don't go places at all. Because going places, even by public transport, and, you know, like, it still has some footprint. They have a moral superiority over them. And then people who literally kill themselves right now, because any form of existence comes with inherent emissions. Those are the people who are really at the top of the moral hierarchy, when you think about it. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. I hope the slime didn't follow me. I'm gonna mine all of this. Okay, we're great. You have to make a slime biome now, says Pete Diaz-D. That's a good idea. So yeah, no, my point with that wasn't to say that you don't have to do anything else. The point was to say, where do you define the edge of right and wrong? Where do you define the edge of good and bad? It's very tricky to effectively do. Like, effectively what you're actually doing is you as a person are saying, here is my moral code that I am going to try to follow. And then everyone else around you says, okay, here is my moral code that I'm going to try and follow. And then when you add all of those up, that is what the makeup of the world is. And then people who try to cater to the makeup of the world start making those things. Like, as a result of, you know, people who just say, oh yeah, we just need to regulate the top 100 biggest companies and then climate change is solved. Nothing happens, because what does that even mean as an entirety? Whereas people who start saying, like, I'll only buy from ethnically, you know, yeah, sure, ethnically conscious brands. What does that mean? I don't know. I made it up just now. But now there's a huge market for brands like that. There's a big argument to be made that, oh god, that what actually you're catering, like, there's a funny thing in that like, because you're actually just saying I want that, you're not saying I'm gonna desperately look into all the details of it. You're encouraging companies to look as much that way as possible, and that's the whole thing. Ethnically conscious is anti-racist. Ah, there we go, Frosty Brandon. I knew I was making a valid point, if accidentally. People who die commit a bunch of leave a decomposing body, releases a bunch of CO2. Okay, you gotta die, and then you've gotta be ethically and sustainably burnt in a furnace that can heat someone's house. And then that way, if you're a straight person, oh wait, no, if you're a gay person, yeah, if you're a gay person, someone can heat their home, and they can say they're supporting the LGBTQIA+ community. Boom. Dumb. Solved it. Rip totem chair, says Hawk FPV. Yeah, I really need to get myself another totem if I'm dying, because that could happen to me at any point again, randomly, and I wouldn't be properly prepared for it. Anyway, embalming is bad for the environment. Exactly. Burn people and use the resultant fumes to heat your home. But no, my actual point was trying to say there. My actual valid, hopefully valid, was just to say that I think that we have this conception that right and wrong is so easy to spot all of the time. Because when we tell stories, it always is. Because you can feel when something is right, or you can feel when something is wrong. But like, what those actually are just feelings of a thing. Are they going to line up a lot? Sure. But actually trying to nail down the definition of right and wrong puts you into a much harder, trickier to solve place. Like, where is the objective line? I don't know. Is there such thing as an objective line? Probably not. And I don't know, think about it simpler, right? Rather than trying to think about the consequences of heating your home with gas that is accidentally, you know, supporting regimes in all sorts of countries that you wouldn't support if you knew you were helping them. Or, you know, like, I don't know. I'm a meat eater, right? I basically plug my eyes and ears when I look at how the meat industry is run. It is horrifying. It's like, you know, that's why so much, I actually don't, you know, like, it's weird because if you look at how most, like, you know, like, PETAs and stuff protest and whatnot, they just, whenever I've seen them, they just play videos of, like, this is what it looks like, friends. And as a result, you know, that's like their most effective technique they have is just, here is the truth. Just look at it, please. Which I think is hilarious, personally. So yeah, rather than trying to take like a whole society-wide thing, because it's like, man, I just want a burger. Am I not allowed to just make that decision? And it's like, okay, yeah. Rather than trying to make up society-wide conscious decisions, imagine a world where you don't mind about anyone else's existence. You know, it's kind of mean of you, but sure. You know, like, it's other people's well-being isn't your bother. You're trying to do good and evil things for yourself. Again, because good and evil, you broadly would define as being good for all people or being evil for all people. Also, Pete Diaz D, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Welcome to the Cool Cat Club. I've seen your comments a fair few times now. It's cool to see you join the club. The Cool Cat Club, some would call it. Anyway, throw those in there. I've got a lot of slime balls building up. Who knows why that is. Okay, make all of these into polished. Throw them in. I need to get rid of the... Oh, I've got black wool on me for some reason. I don't want to lose that forever. That's so useful for, like, outlining things. Okay, so now we throw the cobbled deep slate in here. And then we get out. Right, just worry about yourself, says Choppin. No, I wasn't saying that's, like, a good thing to do. I was saying, okay, take things down a level just to, like, think about this more deeply, right? Like, rather than... Just for a second, let's imagine a world... Because good and evil are defined broadly as, like, doing good for all humans versus doing bad for all humans. The reason that it's a bad thing to support the regime in, you know, like, I don't know, like, even just Russia, when they... If you don't agree with their values on, you know, like, human rights or whatever... is because now you are helping them to not have human rights very slightly, or whatever else it is, right? Like, you know, you can claim you want them all that you want, but then you're not. So anyway, and because we agree human rights are a good thing and having less human rights is a bad thing, that's why you would say that having less human rights is a bad thing, because you agree that more humans need to be good. Okay, that's how we're broadly going to define good and evil, and it's really hard to talk about on a society-wide scale. So like, dial things back. Let's dial things back to like, how do you do good and evil things for yourself, right? How do you do things... Dude, I represent all of Russia. You're allowed to use our gas. I've always wondered why Russia has so much gas and not oil. Like, I think you have oil money. Like, I don't know. If you have all this oil and all this gas, like, what's going on in Russia? Where's the money at? So, Kat, will you make another speedrun beating Minecraft 1.18.1? I think that's a good... you mean 1.18.2 now, right? I think I should. What if I think of as good isn't a collective good, says Michaela. Again, I'm just saying, okay, just for this example, right? Let's just imagine that the only thing you have to care about is yourself. This is not how the real world works. I want to reiterate that. I feel like this is like 5-10 people in chat who've misunderstood. So like, I'm just saying, for this example, how do you do objectively good and evil things for yourself? So, you know, for example... I want to do good things for myself. I would like to have a healthy, happy, productive life. Again, we're going to ignore the other people around me for now. Just me to myself. How do I live a happy, healthy, productive life? Also, Logo Shoji, thank you so much for becoming a member. Also, don't worry, Michaela. It's good to see you. There's a lot of money. It just goes to, like, free billionaires and the government. See, right, but the government officially is meant to be all the people. Like, you know, I mean, like, that's a false dichotomy that every single person seems to have about, like, oh yeah, if we take the money from these people, then it goes to all of us. No. He goes to someone's weird pet project, and then we spend years trying to whatever. Anyway, so when life gives you Slimonade, make a slime biome, says Pete Diazd. You know, Pete Diazd is committed to this idea. I mean, I could actually just make a real slime farm and do it that way. It's not a terrible idea, is it? Okay, so, okay, rather than trying to, so, okay, how do I live myself a happy, productive life? And so let's define that as my good, right? And then we'll define evil as when I have a bad time in the long run. Yeah, we'll just say in the long run, when my life has been made visibly worse. You know, when I got into that e-scooter accident, oh, but that's not an accident, so now we're all messed up. Okay, let's just say objectively good is if I'm happy and healthy. Objectively bad is if I'm literally, that's bad, right? This is bad. Me hurting myself, I'm the only person alive, and so me bringing net bad to myself and no good for myself is awful. Except actually, because it's me punching me, if I enjoy punching myself, it's gonna hurt me, but I'm enjoying it, so like, is that worthwhile? Is that like a fair trade-off? It's like, well, you might enjoy it, but you're damaging yourself more than you're enjoying it. What if you're enjoying yourself more than you're damaging it? Is that now good for you, you know? What about like, you know, like, doing exercise, I can taste blood whenever I run. Like I'm like out of shape, right? And so like, how hard can you push yourself before it's an evil thing to do? Because obviously exercise is feel bad now to feel good later. How much feel bad now can you get before it outweighs the feel bad later? If you punch yourself and it hurts, are you strong or weak, says possible? You're both, actually. That's just called self-harm. Yeah, right, we're gonna say that there are a very few set of behaviors that are objectively bad for yourself, and they're all basically called self-harming. We do things we don't enjoy to be happy long-term, says Mock. Yep, exactly, right? Toy has discovered the failure of utilitarianism, says Panos Economides. No, what I'm actually trying to say here, my leg hurts so bad. What is wrong with it? I'm gonna stand up for a bit. Okay, can you see me all? Oh, you can see me here. Oh, I don't know, my leg hurt. Oh, Christ. Oh, like right here, chat. Is anyone a doctor? It's like a bone pain. Okay, so good versus evil boils down to the intent of the action. I don't believe that fully too, right? Because if I intend to hurt you when I send you, okay, wait, I'm gonna read out someone's name, but I really want to hurt, wait, or like, if I really intend to do something good, but it does something bad, like, the only reason that it's not evil is because you know that I intended to do something good. If you don't know, like, if you think about Mr. Famous H-Man from 1930s Germany, right? You guys familiar with him? I can't say his name on stream without being demonetized. So, if you look at 1930s German man, right? He thought he was doing a good thing for the lineage of human beings, but also for those, you know, those subhumans. He was like helping them out by ending their lives. Does that intent of that action doesn't matter? What matters is that he caused net human suffering. But then, you know, like, good intentions don't always work out. Exactly, right? If you try to ignore all results and go to intentions, then people who have broken sets of intentions can't do things. So that's what I'm saying. The net human good versus the net human evil. But then the problem with that is you start to run into all sorts of issues of like, oh, oops, shouldn't have done that. The problem with that, you're very pale, Toy Cat. Look at this. This is my pale part of me. Isn't it so weird? Okay, so this is more noticeable on like, usually like Indians and like I think most more like Asian-ish countries. But like, isn't it weird that the color of my face is not the color of my arms, is not the color of my hands? Look at my hand color. Compare that to my face. What, like, you know, we say white people, but like, really, what color am I, you know? What color am I? So you can't use intentions to define like good or evil. You can't, And like, using results to find good and evil sounds like a great thing. Using that utilitarian principle of more good than evil works really well until the application of what is the end, you know, like positive versus negative, until you start to realize that like, ooh, even working that out all the way is so hard. Because if you want to define everything all the time, you have to work out, okay, so I'm heating my home, which is good because now, you know, me and the people I care about are not going to freeze to death. But I'm also supporting some dodgy regimes that really, really don't value their humans. Or, to use a more complex example, you buy a sandwich from a fast food chain, but people don't like the fast food chain because some of the money they use as profit, that they get as profit, I should say, they use to support very religious groups, and you don't like what those religious groups have as goals, let alone how they try to achieve those goals, right? And so it's like, okay, so can you buy can you buy the sandwich? It's like, well, you should try to buy alternatives. What if you're somewhere where this is the only you know, like chicken sandwich? Let's imagine it's chicken, okay? Let's just imagine, chat. So imagine, I know I can't play while standing. This is why you need to. This is why the controller is the superior input method, chat. That's why it's superior. So you want like a chicken sandwich, hypothetically. Like, what if there's only one other competitive you can find, and it's like they sell something else entirely. It's beef or it's vegetables, or it's not even a sandwich. It's like they sell I don't know, they sell chicken salads. Ooh, now that's a complex one, right? Because you can make this like hit on like, oh, I wanted a chicken sandwich, but I know by doing so I'd be supporting this thing that I don't agree with. But then, so you making that sacrifice for yourself for these values you believe in is great. But actually, now someone else does the opposite, right? Someone who really wanted a chicken salad, but they really don't agree with the liberal hippie messaging, and they want to support their favorite religious causes, and you know, the only thing they love more than their religion is converting people away from their beliefs or whatever. And so they're like, you know, I wanted a salad, but I'm gonna have me a chicken sandwich instead. And so now both of you have cancelled each other out. And like, would it have been happier if both of you could come to an agreement beforehand to say, hey, we'll just get what we want, and then neither for, you know, like, would that be better? Or would that be negotiating with the enemy, right? Ooh, I don't like them. They have opposite views to me on this one specific issue. You know, would the world be a better place if neither of you did what you did? And the answer is like, oh, actually. And so like, that's the problem with morality, moral gray areas. We all agree on like a few very specific things. Then they can trade food, says Jailbait Glitch. Yeah, that's the way you'd actually want to do it, right? Give the money to different causes, give this to this. I don't care what other people do, but the hate I have for evangelical Christianity runs so deep I avoid certain places, personally, for my own happiness. Yeah, right. When you're I think the problem that a lot of people run into, though, and I actually like see this crisis internally, is like, if you just don't do something personally, and then you see someone do the opposite of that, it's like, and then you can run into the problem of thinking, it's not enough for me to just do what I think is important. I need to force other people to do the important thing too. Again, if you think about morality as being about like, okay, gotta add net good to the world. You hate when I talk about my beliefs, sure. You're gonna dislike this conversation where I tell you, please don't buy from Burger King because they support, I don't know, you know, they punched a cat once. Can I say that out loud? Yeah, obviously this is a joke. Don't, you know, actually, yeah. You know, I'm doubling down. A Burger King employee might have punched me. Challenge me, Burger King, in the courts. But, you know, like, if I say that right now, so Kat, do your neighbors know you're a rich and famous celebrity? It's entirely possible. Like, I think that, I think that what is far more likely is that they are the rich and famous celebrities, and that I am the lowly this. Anyway, so don't go to I think an example that doesn't include human rights would be more applicable, says Jenny Nobody. The problem is though, everything is a human right. This is my crux, my problem, I think. Like, I was thinking about, okay, so one of the things that used to be really common is places having rules on when you could and couldn't bring children or pets into a place. Like, nowadays, it's basically the norm to have children be allowed anywhere an adult can be, right? Try and name places that children can't go, and you're gonna have a really small list. Whereas it used to be entire restaurants, entire, you know, like pubs, entire. It was a relatively common thing to just not. And so, you know, like is it a human right to let people bring their children and dogs places? They're the same exact status. Don't try and tell me they're not. Is it supporting people's human rights to not segregate on them based on the fact that they are bringing those things into places? Or is it not segregate? Is it infringing on people's human rights to not allow them to have access to places where clearly children should not be, where clearly dogs should not be? You know what annoys me? I love dogs so much, but like people who like leave their, you know, like people who like clearly don't train it and like leave it there, and it's like, maybe you should do those things, buddy. Maybe that's like a part of your responsibility of being a dog owner. You know, like when it's like jumping a lot of strangers, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, he never does this. And it's like, well, you know, I could hate dogs. You're lucky that I don't. But just like throwing this on me and like, you know, taking the guess that I do, kind of a dick move, right? Anyway, so my point there is like, which is infringing? Is it infringing to do one or the other? Basically, every right that we have comes down to that exact same problem of you are arguably in, like, what is the, like, you know, the whole, the reason that the whole debate about, you know, babies and or fetuses inside of human beings is so controversial. You know, my body might be, or like on vaccinations, right? The reason those things are so controversial is because those two issues are running directly at conflict. Are you taking away my rights by not getting vaccinated because I might get a disease that you're not vaccinated against, even though I'm vaccinated against it and die, or I might not be able to get vaccinated? Or am I taking away your rights by saying that you can't put what you want in your body, right? We don't have answers to those questions, but we really strongly believe that we do. We're pretty sure on an individual level that we know with 100% certainty that of course it's one of those things. You know, the reason why you'll never have an amicable debate about the whole abortion thing is because one side believes it's actually a life in there, and the other side believes it's an inconvenience. You know, the truth is it's a life and it's an inconvenience, and like, should you be forced to carry a life that is very inconvenient, or should you be forced to carry an you know, like, I don't know, or you know, like to back off a level, things like smoking, you can only smoke at age 18, right? Or in New Zealand, they're introducing a ban on smoking over the, like, if you are currently 18 or below in New Zealand, you will never be able to smoke. When you're 55 years old, smoking is not going to be legal for you. That's their new ruling on those things. But is that a positive you know, like, what have they done with that ruling, right? Have they increased people, have they decreased your rights by saying that even if you really want to smoke, and even if you're an adult who should be able to make those decisions yourself, you're not going to be allowed to? Or have they done the really cool, positive, you know, like, wonderful step forwards of saying, actually, adult consequences to adult choices? But you know, like, people, it's actually one of those like really divisive topics, which I find, again, interesting. Oh god, chat, no, people are doing The point was that you can't have the debate. What are you doing having actual debates about it, you idiots? Why would you have an abortion debate on a Minecraft stream? The point was to say that you can't have the debate because everyone's gonna... Why would you then be like, you know what? No, 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 no. It's just my opinion that people are missing. You're dumb. Why would you do it? Okay, usually people get the hint that like, this is a divisive debate, and he's saying it as an example of a divisive debate, so I'm not gonna bring it up. Anyway, so the smoking one's like slightly less controversial, but still gets people thinking, right? Because do you have a positive right to put what you want in your body, or do I have the, you know, the negative right to say, please don't put what you want in your body because it smells? Because smoking smell. If you're not a smoker, smoking smells. If you are a smoker, eventually you lose the scent for it. But it's you know, it's a whole thing. And wants to smoke me in New York, hit me up and we'll have a party. It's such a weird issue. You know, and you can do this for everything. You can go down the line endlessly. I'm like, is there a positive right to do this, or is it? And like, what's even more fascinating is then, how do you measure whether it was worth it to, you know, like, to stop people from smoking, right? Because again, okay, smoking is an example. I'm gonna tell you about my bias here. I have such a bias against smoking, unlike David Solomano, who loves it. Again, it smells bad, and it doesn't even feel good. Like, again, maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Okay, chat, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite color? We got too many people still managing to talk about human beings of the small variety that get yeeted out of the birth canal by force in early term. So yeah, what's your? I like. You know what a fun response was like? You know what my favorite color is? My favorite color is human rights and equal representation. Can't believe you guys are all giving sexist answers. If your favorite color is not, you know, I guess the rainbow would be the rainbow would have been the best way to make that joke. I quit smoking. It took a few years, but I hate the smell now. I still like when drinking a lot though, lol. I thought that was just a British phenomenon, the idea of like only smoking when drinking. Our cigarettes, chocolate for our lungs. Anyway, you can instamine Deepslate with haste 2 and the conduit power. Oh, that's a useful tip, Ram. Anyway, so yeah, there's a really hard, thin line on what are the more important rights, the negative ones or the positive ones? Like, we like to believe we're just heading towards this utopia where everyone has access to all of the rights, but what actually is we're changing our definition of what the rights are. We used to have the like, you know, a really dumb example that most people aren't arguing, but every now and then someone does, is like, should someone have the right to smash in your car windows and steal from that? And it's like, well, obviously no. Those are my belongings in my car, right? I don't think someone should have the right to take my belongings out of my other belonging without my permission. And it's like, okay, so people shouldn't be allowed to do that. Yes, I agree. So then we should take the people who do that and we should put them away in a box for a very long time so they can think about what they've done. And it's like, ooh. Now you say it that way, I'm not sure I do agree. Because that, you know, like, to enforce everyone's right not to have their stuff taken, we use the taking away of other people's rights on a very serious level. You know, smash a car window to save a dog or a child. You know, even that, maybe I've just never been in the situation. I don't think I would be able to bring myself to. Like, because you have to be so sure that the dog or the child is in danger of their life, or you've just ruined... You know, that's one of those, like, chance-based, skill-based things, right? Oh, look, there's lots of diamonds here. One of the struggles is, like, if you break someone's car window to free their dog or their baby, and it turns out the dog or the baby was fine, it's like, you just broke someone's window, man. You know, like, so you have to be pretty sure, But do you have to be pretty short? How do you work out the right time to do it? I've had 14 cigs a day since I was 9th. Spent tens of thousands of pounds and have no regrets. I mean, you say you have no regrets. But, like, what if you could get that exact same feeling in a way that didn't cost tens of thousands of pounds? That'd be useful. I like the Tesla pet mode that displays the car temperature on the dashboard, says Justin McKee. Yeah, no, I have seen that. I think that's actually a cool... Like, I imagine they had to implement that because so many people were getting their cars broken. And they'd be like, I was gone for 3 minutes. It's not that hot of a day. And the AC is on, dude. What is wrong with you? You know, like, I imagine that... Like, that's the only way I can imagine that's happened so often. That they have to introduce a mode. Oh, can't do that. Oh, okay. Well, I'll let the little slimes out. I'll just dig the hole down on the other side. Bigger. Smoking is a good power-up to speedrun, says speedrun life, says Jaden Ogden. Yeah, the only benefit I can see of it is like it reduces your appetite. That's a problem I could see being beneficial. Digging this chunk out in this way was like the most useless way I could have done that. But no regrets, I get. You know, let's dig out this block on both sides too, just to be sure. Just have a little bit of wiggle room on each side. There we go. Yeah, I think that also Pete Diaz D is from Norway, according to the Norwegian crowns. Wouldn't have guessed. That's interesting. Yeah, the whole like negative rights, positive rights, like I struggle to believe that there is like an objective answer to most things. Because like I feel really strongly about lots of things. But like, are those is me feeling strongly about the thing what makes the thing right? Or should there be something more to it? It's like, yeah, there should be something more to it. What more should there be? Wait, do you think I can get the slime in the boat while I'm riding it? Like, he's gonna attack me, of course. Get in the boat. Get in the boat. Hey! That was a dumb waste of life. Tobacco never used to have all the preservatives and crap they add to it now to prolong shelf life. Yeah, I've never actually understood why there's so much like garbage in like cigarette. Like surely we could have mandated that they would be less bad for you. Yeah, okay, wait, here's Took out tax. YouTube seems to be acting weirdly today. I just restart my PC, so hopefully it will stop giving me playback errors. Hey, thank you, Gerald K. Sorry to hear about your playback errors. Aren't negative rights called responsibilities? I think that, you know, but like, there is personal responsibility and there's legal responsibility, right? Because like, a person, you know, I know, it's a whole thing. This is why objective morality just doesn't work, says Iwas Munir. I think though that like, when using the idea that there's no such thing as perfect morality is something it's really easy to take advantage of. I don't know, like I was saying earlier, I don't think most people set out to do bad things. But if we go back to the one person morality thing, where all I'm trying to do is cause myself more good than harm. I want to have a better life for myself, and so I'm going to try and cause a minimum amount of harm for myself and a maximum amount of good. Chips kill people. I think anyone under the age of 18 shouldn't be able to order them or eat them. Okay, you know what? Here's the thing. I actually agree with your joke suggestion on a level of it would make consistent sense. I think that we say that for most things that can be dangerous to children, we say, yeah, your parent has to be there to do it for you. The one exception we make to that is food. You can order any, besides like energy drinks and stuff, you can order any food, or again, like drugs. I guess caffeine is a drug, so that's the... You can order anything at any age. It's like, shouldn't we argue that like having a big plate of fatty food is exactly the same? I don't mean your parents, I mean you can never eat them like in New Zealand. I would love to see, okay, so no country's tried this and no country will try this. I genuinely, because food is the most common addiction in my opinion. Like, I'm addicted to food. I'm not ashamed to say it. I would love to see a country, it'd have to be a small country, try, no more unhealthy food. Nationwide, if you're over the age of 21 now, sure, we'll let you keep your unhealthy food, but you have to make it yourself. Or like, you have to go to these like shameful places and be ID'd, and like the age limit goes up every year. Then no more healthy food. Do you want McDonald's? Too bad. We replaced it with a salad bar. You want, you know, like, do you wanna have a plate of chips? No. You're gonna have a healthy potato salad. Potato salad can't be good for you, can it? You're gonna have whatever would actually be good for you instead. You want this? Nope, you're getting that. I would be fascinated to see the outcome of that. Would a restricted diet make them more or less likely to binge when they are adults, though? Yeah, I think that's the more interesting debate on restricting things for children. Is, does this help them in the long? Because I think that if you know, again, I don't know for sure. I'm just speculating. But I would be willing to hazard a guess that if you make, rather than trying to restrict access, try to make things less cool. And one of the ways you can make things less cool is by not restricting access, actually. Like, one of the allures of alcohol and cigarettes to children is that they're not meant to do them. Like, okay, think about swear words, right? The only reason swear words work is because we all agree there's this big list of words you're not allowed to say. And then sometimes you say the bad words that are on the list. When you order fries in America, do you ever accidentally say chips? Oh yeah, I get hyped all the time. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting some chips with my sandwich. Yeah, oh. We mean different things when you said chips were $1 extra, you were scamming me. I thought you were being polite. I thought this was a meal deal that I was gonna be extremely pleased with. But no, sir, you have actually this was a scam. I give my kids cigarettes since birth, makes them less likely to smoke later on. Yeah, when like the first time I was exposed to, like, this is just anecdotal. I don't like beer, but I did drink beer as like a 4-year-old, and I was like, this is so bad. And then when I was 12, I was like, it's gotta be good now. It wasn't good now. I've given it lots of opportunities. Whereas my favorite things are the things I just didn't have any exposure to until I was, you know, like, I don't know. I think that, you know, like, it's something so much more exciting when you're all like, because teenagers are the most like impressionable human beings I think that can exist. Not that do exist, that like actually can. I think that when you look at like the way basically anything is decided by a group of teenagers, like, yeah, there's not any real logic being used here. It's just, it's like fads, and it, like, you know, like, social hierarchy is like key to teenagers. And so when someone cool says, yeah, man, I love this, there's this cool new trend. It's where you light yourself on fire. It's pretty cool. I mean, cool kids are doing it. Are you not? Oh, that's fine. Like, I can't tell you about the number of things that I felt like I was like missing out on as a human being. Like, I think I've said this example before. Like, there was a guy, his name was Josh. I wanted to be friends with him. I don't know why he didn't like me for some reason. Like, we had a shared interest. We had a shared interest in Guitar Hero, funnily enough. So like, you know, like when we finally did talk, he was like, yeah, man, so what like concerts you been to? Like, I've been to like this one. And he was like, oh, you haven't been to any? Oh, that's so weird. You know, and I was like, oh man, yeah. Like, I felt like, oh god, what have I, you know, like the sense of like, oh god, I'm missing out on something huge there. And there's so many other examples of that you can name. Like when the kid who's like, yeah, so just you know, like I think like sex is the other example, right? Where like, yeah, just slept with someone in her garden last night. Yeah, so like you know, like looking back, you can tell that they're asking about it because they need to brag and they need to like, you know, the only input that you can have on their discussion that makes them feel good is like, so like, what have you done? They're like, oh, nothing. Oh, guess you're not as cool as me, eh? But obviously you're like, oh no, there is a thing that a peer of mine has experienced that I have not. What is wrong with me? You know, why am I not experiencing this thing? I mean, it's not necessarily unreasonable to ban the economic sale of certain unhealthy foods. Like, if you can cook it, you can make it for yourself and people around you, but not sell it on scale, says Panos Economides. Yeah, I think that would be, like... I think big companies that make money... Like, it's actually horrific to the... Hey, Toycat, I heard you live in London. How many people have stabbed you this week so far? I got muted in chat for this message, and it wasn't even a rude one. Confusing. Oh no, how many people have you stabbed this week so far? I mean, you like London is all about stabbed or be stabbed. British people like, I just shagged a bird in the House of Lords. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do on the weekends. Yeah, like because the whole currency when you're a teenager is like this social, ooh, what have you done and haven't done? Oh, that's not a very big list. Oh, you don't know about this thing that I know about? Also, you know, like this person that you respect says you need to know about it. I think that Toycat's gonna end the stream soon once he finds out YouTube is down. YouTube is down? Huh. Is that true? There's no way YouTube is down. YouTube.com. Ah, you lied to me. I can see my own stream. Do you want to watch it with me? True? There's no way YouTube is down. YouTube.com. Ah, why would you... What? Oh, only 634 likes. 635 now. I'm here, very much not down. I wonder how someone got that mistake. How are we on YouTube if it's down? Oh no, the last time YouTube went down, my live stream kept working. If that makes any sense. Like, if you were on my live stream page, you could watch my live stream. But if you tried to refresh, the website wouldn't work. It was the most surreal thing. Like people were slowly leaving because they, you know, like... I had a live stream that you could only be in if you were already there. If that makes sense. Ah, crap, YouTube's down. Better jump into chat and tell Twig. No, this is a real thing, I swear. I swear this has happened to me before. Or YouTube's getting down, says Cat Beanie. We had audio but no video last time. Huh, how weird. Yeah, okay, I want to go back to the example of, like, if the only good outcomes are good outcomes for me personally, the only bad outcomes of me personally, then surely I can do objectively good things for myself always. And it's like, well, no, actually, because then there are sometimes things you need to do that are bad for yourself to be good for yourself. Sometimes there's times where helping other people out. So again, ignoring, if you just pretend everyone else is a robot and they don't have feelings, sometimes doing a good thing for another person is good for you as a person. And so sometimes you do things that are bad for you but good for someone else because it's good for you in the long run. Sometimes you do things that are, you know, and here's a more complex one. What if you know that you need to put yourself in a, okay. What if you need to do something for yourself, which is you need to put yourself in a situation where you are more likely to do good things by doing a bad thing for yourself? What if you need to put yourself in a situation where you're more likely to do bad things, you know, for yourself, but you're doing a good thing for yourself by doing it? You know, like, there's so many examples of this that just, it's tricky. Why would anyone leave those as PTSD? I think, people didn't know that the stream was down, or that YouTube was down, and if they left the stream, it'd be gone forever. I've got 2 photography jobs next week, putting me at risk of COVID, says Cat Beanie. COVID is fake. I read a Facebook post, and they confirmed that actually it was made up. And so, don't worry, you're safe. Now, I'm really lucky to be going through this whole, like, I can't imagine the hit on my mental health if this happened to me when I was, like, 20 years older, or, like, had a family with, like, some at-risk people in it. Because, like, you know, that even though it sucks bad, that, like, like, again, this is positive right, negative right. My ability, this week, you need a COVID vaccination pass to do things, and because I'm vaccinated, but I can't prove I'm vaccinated because of the weird requirements of the UK, there's certain things I can't do now, because You know, like I'm in the unvaccinated category despite being vaccinated. Very frustrating, whole thing. But like that's my biggest annoyance is like the government telling me I can't do very basic things because they're worried that I might spread COVID as a result. But like I can't imagine having to like balance like, oh yeah, so if I go and do this thing in public, you know, it's perfectly legal to go out to a restaurant, but I might die if I do. Or I might bring it to my elderly parents or, you know, my disabled loved one, and then they might die. That would, you know, like having to balance that all the time. Because again, I think to go back to the, like, having your own morality that's based on you personally is hard to do, but you can at least vaguely work it out. I can at least vaguely work out that when I have a salad for lunch, I feel better than if I eat, you know, like a whole plate of deep fried Spam. I want deep fried Spam so bad. I've got so much Spam in my cupboard. So I still have yet to contact the virus, as my whole family hasn't. If I have, then I'm asymptomatic. Yeah, I did so much traveling, and like again, I did where possible. I lived a world which wasn't for much of the year, but I wanted to have the ability to, and so like it still didn't happen for me. And it's like, man, if I had have been cautious, it would have been for nothing, right? Like statistically, that is provable. Oh, we got too much polished Deepslate now. Okay, so right now we're sitting at about 2/3 of the way, I'm gonna say. That's my interpretation. Whew. Will you try insta-mining with haste 2 plus conduit power? I'd have to get some water over here. Nah. I see a logic. I see a logic. So Cat is an anarchist confirmed based. I have Cat called it something funny, like it's like there's a funny term for it, but like I think that just like being told to do something makes me really not want to do the thing. You know, I'm a contrarian. I by nature am not inclined to want to do things because I am told to do the things. And we live in the most like authoritarian world that we've seen in a very long time right now, where, you know, like previously, you know, in the example of like, can you tell, you know, like an example would be if you'd say, we're not allowing children here. Or even, you know, like a crazy example might be like a nightclub that only allows attractive women or people over the age of 30, whatever it is. They're like, we are being more restrictive with what we allow to make a better experience for everyone. It sucks to be you if you're unattractive or below the age of 30. But if you are one of those two things, your life is better, right? And so we've done that as a society for anyone who could, you know, realistically, it's for a lot of people. Like, if you're a hospital worker, your life has been made so much easier. I mean, not your personal life, but your professional life. If you have a risk family, your life, you know, and like, you know, we've made the, I mean, like, obviously we don't know how effective all the things actually were. But like, we've done that same thing where it's like, we are going to help you. And it's gonna be great. Anyway, so what's your favorite color, chat? I really like pink personally. I think it's a good color. Love to see more of it. So it's 4:24 Texas time. So it's cyclic harmony. Really? That doesn't seem true. Oh yeah, Texas is 6 hours behind. Makes sense. Salmon, says David Salamano. Good favorite color. Good favorite color. Minecraft, but the Minecraft is Minecraft, says Cancelled Attitude. Minecraft, but the Minecraft isn't Minecraft anymore. Navy blue is the best color. You want to know a crazy fact? You know how like pink is seen as a girl color and blue is seen as a boy color? Do you know they were both girl colors until recently? This is... Also, thank you very much for the tip. Michael Bounds. Listen to your videos while I work. Keep up the good work and interacting with viewers. I actually feel like people enjoy the streams the most when I'm not talking to viewers. I think there's a perfect balance where it's like best. I think if I didn't look at chat for the next 10 minutes, I think that everyone besides the individual chatters who feel like I'm ignoring them would have a good time. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But yeah, I think interaction is good for like me. Sometimes, at least. All colors are girl colors. Real men are colorblind. Source, me being half colorblind. Yeah, I mean, you know, like, colors are pretty feminine when you think about it. Like, when you really think about it. Also, Zumbo, money for the toy man. I'm currently on a green kick. Congratulations for kicking green so much. I hope it is a successful outcome. I also took out the mods being a little heavy-handed this evening. Can you help them chill out a bit? No, I like what the mods are doing. I like what the mods are. I like what's happening with them. I know that it seems like heavy-handed, but it's like you know, this is my example of extreme authoritarianism. Your individual rights in chat are less than the collective rights of, like, you know, like, if we have to remove, like, in a real society, we say, if we have to imprison one innocent person, then it's not worth putting 5 to 10 criminals behind bars. Whereas in chat, I can say, I don't care if I have to remove, you know, 100 innocent messages, if it means I get the one message that's going to, like, ruin my day. You know, the reason we can say that is because of quantity. Like if it's like the best message in the world, like, yeah, it sucks that it's gone, and like, oh, this is terrible. When you got me banned from saying Digimon was bad, was definitely for the greater good of the stream. Yeah, exactly, Orange Brian Smith. You insult Digimon, you gotta face the consequences. I'm glad you understand. See, right, that's the best example. It's, you know, is it fair? I mean, what is fair? Probably not that. Yeah, it's a reasonable expectation to have. And yet it's not reality. Okay, so, yeah, if you're a guy, colors are pretty gay. I mean, light is literally bouncing off stuff and penetrating your eyes. Sounds pretty gay to me. That's one of my favorite messages of the stream lamp. I'm not allowed to say it out loud, so I didn't. I was joking when I said it was one of my favorites. It's actually disgusting that you're perpetuating such horrific messages, but on the other hand, pretty fun. So what are all these messages that ruin your day, like hate comments? Okay, people who spam the same annoying message over and over and over again. Sometimes there's actually something really valid people need to get out there. Most of the time, it's not that. Most of the time, it's not. It's something like, oh, hey, Toy Cat, I was wondering, what are your thoughts on like, Scientology for dogs? I watched this YouTube video about Scientology for dogs, and I want you to comment on that video. You know, there's so many ways that, like, if you have this really, you could get that to me. But it's like, no, I know it wouldn't be interesting to anyone else watching the stream, but I'd like for you to address it anyway. Is that okay? It's like, well, no, actually. No, I'm not going to address your gay dog Scientology. I'm sorry, Toycat. I'll try to do better next time. What is Digimon? I've only played Pokemon. Mods, can we ban Brandon MCMFG here? But yeah, there's always someone, like, with this super niche, like, they know that no one else would find this interesting. And they're asking anyway, because they're like, well, it's not about them. It's about me and you, Toy Cat. It's just us two together. Also, there are some people who are just super mean. Sometimes it's backhanded, but most of the time it's, like, very forward-handedly mean. And it's like, so Toy Cat, why do you look like... Can I get a censor? How do I... Okay, I'm gonna work this out. How do I get live censoring going on? Toy Cat, you look like absolute... Did I do that correctly? Wait, let me try that again. You are an absolute mess. Did that work, chat? Is that a good censor? Chat isn't a democracy, it's a dictatorship. Toy Cat can make up any random rules he likes, and mods will ban based on those rules. You could say anyone with H in their name would be banned, says Jessica Clark. I like that you picked a letter where you wouldn't be banned based on it. I just asked what Digimon is. Please don't ban me, I've been watching for years. Oh, don't worry, it was a joke, Mr. Brandon MFG. We only ban people who say that Pokemon is better than Digimon. You're safe, don't worry. I mean, you're safe for now. You're safe for now. I love Digimon, says Ryan Waite. Okay. Someone needs to get this Ryan Waite a free membership. I wish I could do that, actually. I can't. I mean, obviously, if I did, then people would mess it all up. Don't mess with me, I can ban Toy Cat too. It's actually true. Cat can ban me from my own stream. Which is one of my favorite little facts. Yeah, is it healthy to eat fruits if you eat about 2 kilograms per day? I saw this video of these travelers in China. I don't know why. They wanted to bring 3 kilograms of oranges from one part of China to another. Or like 12 kilograms. There's 4 of them though. And then they were told they couldn't bring oranges on the plane. And so they just sat there on the airport floor eating, you know, kilo after kilo of orange. I wish you could gift subs, to be honest, says Rosie Farah. Yeah, YouTube lacks a lot of features that Twitch has that could probably be very good for creators. And I get why they don't want to just copy everything, you know, like for like. Okay, let's get down here and then activate the Elytra. Ouch, that hurts so much more than just letting myself fall. I do actually kind of get why they don't want to just copy Twitch one for one. But like, there's some like good ideas that could have an analog, at least you'd hope. But no, you'd hope incorrectly. You would hope incorrectly. Digiman is the best, says Jacqueline Smith. Can you ban oh, we can. We've timed out members before. Mostly for like breaching the rule on. I know it's a whole thing. Gifted subs are a no-brainer. Right, like okay, if you gift 10 subs, now I've made money, YouTube's made their 30% or whatever, and now someone feels good because they've done a good thing. Like, it's a win-win-win-win-win, but YouTube doesn't do it. And it's like, but shouldn't you maybe? Shouldn't you perhaps? If something's a win for everyone, wouldn't that be a good idea? They're like, oh, we prefer to not do things that are good, so we can do things that are bad instead. That's, you know, that's a YouTube board meeting right there. Yeah, I think mining this out has made a very positive impact on the world. I think we're gonna slowly destroy some of that wall now, and then just dig the ground in lower, maybe. So chat is pay to win, says Max Batico. Oh yeah, chat is pay to win, 100%, no questions. Like, I would like it if there is some, like, you can grind away free to play and we're having great conversations. But if you want with 100% certainty to have something answered, or to have something read or like seen by my eyes, you give me money. And the reason that works is because otherwise I don't have enough time or eye space to do it. I was introduced to Digimon when the kids turned into Digimon, when I went to the original, I thought it was weird because I wasn't used to it. Says Jamie Norton. I have no idea what you just said, but I agree because you said you watched Digimon. YouTube is like a candle compared to a light bulb, just not that bright. You said it's paid to win, but he's read a bunch of my comments when I paid 0 money. Yeah, people mistake pay to win for don't pay to not win, right? Like, it doesn't, like, 90% of the messages I read out are 95% are ones where it's just in chat, someone casually saying something. But the other 10% are the ones where people have given me money, right? Because then you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the point. What happened to mining Deepslate, says Crystal Choi. Honestly, I've been mining a lot of different biomes, which probably isn't good for like reaching the goal, but it is actually achieving my thing of like having the space to do the things that I need. Yeah, this is gonna be like a whole problem for me. I need to just dig a lot of tunnels, I think, is the lesson from this, because I want to dig this wall down at least a little bit. It's kind of weird and ugly there. Digimon, when they turned into Digimon, was the only one I watched, says Louis. What does that even mean? Anyway, so back to what I was saying. Should you do a thing that is like good, just leading the diamonds? Yeah, exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, I think like pay to win is bad. Like, the reason pay to win is bad in games is because the point is it's meant to be fair. But in real life, the point isn't always that it's meant to be fair, right? Like, you know, me and someone. Okay, when you're at a restaurant, if you pay for the steak, you're gonna have a better dining experience than someone who just pays for like some olives, right? Because olives suck. at least by comparison to an actual meal. And so, like, is that pay to win? Like, yes. The only reason it's fair is because everyone at a restaurant has the same right to it. But then even then, we don't use that as our definition of fairness. Because some restaurants will only let you in if you have a reservation. This is the dumbest system, but it's a real one that exists. And so even if you have the money to access the restaurant, should you want to, that does not guarantee you entry. Because obviously it's, you know, like it's a stake to win. Where are the pay to lose games? So yeah, the only reason that we consider it unfair in games is not because it's not because, you know, having money shouldn't give you an advantage. There is perfect arguments we can make for that too, but it's not why it's painful. It's because the point of competition is to be fair, and if you pay just to win a competition, then you haven't really helped yourself because you didn't win because you were better, which is meant to be the point. And the person who lost didn't lose because they were worse. They lost because you paid more money. If you could go into a restaurant and you could say, I'll have that man's steak, please. Do you see the one on his steak on his plate? Looks really good. And I paid $25. I don't know why it's such a cheap steak. And they take his steak from his plate to mine. And then when he goes, dude, I was eating that. They're like, sorry, he paid $25 to take it off you. This is a great idea for a restaurant. Like, you can steal anyone else's food for a flat fee. But then some dishes cost more than that. The stock market is pay to lose lol, says silly animations. Weatherspoons does have bookings, hence it's the best, says Visit Winchester. I agree 100% with that. Weatherspoons, it's like being rich and paying people to win more money. Like if you're active, this is like what lies. If you're not like big into the world of like economic leftism, and this is why people on the economic right see people as the economic left as evil. It's because they just want to take money from successful people, right, who have done something to earn the money, and then have it for themselves. They're going into the restaurant saying, he ordered a good steak before I got here, I want his steak. Why is it fair that he can have steak and I can't have steak? At least give me half his steak. No. At least give me 90% of his steak. Why can I not have 90% of his steak? Why don't we all have 90? And because it's never worded that way. It's like everyone in the restaurant should share that man's steak. And like that's how it looks from the outside. But like if you're big into that opinion, then no, actually what you're saying is that person stole the steak, and so obviously it sucks for whoever they stole the steak from. We can't give that back. So instead, if we're gonna have these ill-gotten steaks, then we should all be eating ill-gotten steaks together, right? Not one person. Counterpoint, we should all have steaks, says Diluted Dante. You know, and then it's like, okay, so obviously, yeah, we can't. How is the steak cooked though? It's a nice medium rare. It's very, very perfect that way. And so, okay, we're gonna load up another chest here. Okay, we're basically done here, chat. Yeah, this is our longest stream in a while. It's been good. I've been enjoying hanging out. I need to put some polished Deepslate away. Okay, we'll take one of those out so we can turn this into tiles or bricks or whatever. Okay. Medium rare is the only acceptable answer for a steak. You know, the fact that there's like a steak subculture of people like, ooh, wouldn't order that one though. Always funny to me. Okay, so we're just gonna keep on mining this way. Today is a Monday, change my mind, says 27 NBTS2. I like the reference, medium rare, I knew I liked you, says Megan Traxler. See, I've made some people very happy and some people not here. Honestly, I always go for medium rare, and like 20% of the time I'm like, maybe should have gone for medium. And then like another 10% of the time I'm like, should have gone for a rare. Honestly, this is my understanding of how, again, I don't eat steak very often. I always want to eat steak, but it feels like an occasion food, and like I don't have enough interesting events. I don't have people in my life that can afford to eat steak as a random event. Or like at least the one. You know, I'm not an event worthy of steak for most people, if you feel what I'm saying. Anyway, so I think that I think the also Jack 30, it's good to see you, but I think that the way most restaurants actually see your, you know, like how do you like it cooked, is they'll just be like, okay, on that end of the spectrum. Like, you know, medium rare is meant to be what, like pink on the inside, brown on the outside, right? Is that, am I correct on that? Or like medium on, whatever. But what you just get is you get a chef that goes, put it on there for some amount of time. Like, there's such a variance in what a place will give. And ultimately, when you boil it down, it's like, yeah, you never really have choice. You can slightly alter someone's decision, but that's all you're ever doing. You're just slightly altering it. Can't the man prevent people from wanting the steak by licking it, says Ben P. Yeah, so in the example of the restaurant where we walk in and you say that man got his steak unfairly, and I think we should all have some steak, personally. The obvious reaction if you're the man of the steak is to say, nope, this is my steak, and if you want to take it away from me, I'ma lick it. Yeah. Or the man could say, yeah, well, I've already licked the steak. This is a key part of my eating procedure. If you try to take the steak away from me, no one else can have the steak. And then some people would argue that it's worth taking the... It doesn't even matter that the rest of the people get the steak. It just matters that the man who got the steak unfairly without paying shouldn't have the steak anyway. You know, it's not about the result. It's about, you know, like the justice. Also, here is some steak money. Thank you, Diluted Tente. You know, I am now very close to being able to afford a steak. Whenever I go to a restaurant, they ask me how I want my steak cooked. Yeah, they ask you, but I don't think it's, like, actually the most pertinent bit on how they cook the steak. I don't think it's a decision-making factor for them. What about his drink? Do we take that too? I mean, what gets really complex is like, oh, actually, the way he got the steak is he got it from his parents. Okay, that's not okay. Well, the way he got his steak is his parents used to order steaks a lot, and so he worked out how he could order steak in a way that most people wouldn't have access to. You know, we didn't even know the steak was on the menu because we had a different menu to him. Is that fair? Well, I mean, he just worked with the menu he was given, but, like, it's a different menu to the one we had. You know, like, is that okay? Because like, it's unfair. Why didn't we have access to the menu of the steak on? If we'd have seen the menu of the steak on, we would have ordered the steak, because, you know, the fact that we want to take this man's steak away clearly shows we want the steak. But, like, now it's harder to say, because like, you know, like, of course we should have had access to the menu, but is it his fault that we didn't get access to that? Or is it a broader societal fault that they're not giving the same menus out to everyone? Surely, unless you ask for a different menu, you should be given the same... You know, thank you very much, Crabber and Freunda, for the tip. Kind of want some Mexican food now, says David Salamano. Do you want to hear my food story today? Well done is terrible, no matter what meat it is. I want to order. I don't think I've had a well done steak in, like, you know, since I was a child. Okay, this is the problem. I want to learn about what I want in a steak. But, like, it's a once of every 3 months activity, so I just want to eat the steak. I just want to have a good one. You know, I want to go scientific on it. I want to go to the same steakhouse, order a well done, order a blue rare, and, like, work out which end of the spectrum I'm closer towards. Then I want to go to another restaurant, go medium well, go medium, no wait, just rare, and then work my way down to the center. And, you know what, but no, you know, like, this is the problem with trying things, is like, well, I haven't already worked with that stuff out, so it's very hard for me to know for sure. Okay, so, so food story chat. I ordered poke today. Poke today. The Hawaiian dish. I love that there's poke in London. I feel like there wasn't when I looked, like, a few years ago, but it's here now. And there's some really good poke too. Like, I've been trying so much bad poke. Honestly, I was pretty depressed about living in London for a bit, because, like, I just kept getting, like, okay food, and I was like, ah, man, I'm not living here for okay food. That's not, you know, I'm here for good. I want great food, you know? Anyway, so, chicken has to be well done. Disagree. Okay, so now we make a ton of deep slate bricks. Now we'll throw the bricks in the brick chest. Okay, we're basically done here. Yeah, okay, so I got some, I ordered some pokey. It was really good. I found a place I really like. I tell you the place name, but I don't want to dox myself. Anyway, so this place looked really good. I was excited for it. Is there a Tim Hortons in London yet? Couldn't believe it wasn't when I was there last. No, there's so many in so many parts of the UK. They just opened one in Grays, Essex, I think it's called, Chafford 100. Like it's just outside the London boundaries. I'm following the Tim Hortons in London like far too carefully, honestly. Eating human is against my morals, but you don't see me shoving it down other people's throats. I mean, that's funny. Medium rare chicken and wash it first. Yeah, in Japan they eat raw chicken because they know the chicken's clean, and it's an interesting culture difference, right? Still live? I probably only went for 2 minutes. You're welcome. It's pokey, like poke. I had some poke today, and it was this might be racist. Anyway, so I ordered some pokey. It was very good, and you know what happened? Somehow it duplicated the order. So I had to go all the way downstairs. I got my food, and then I got a phone call a few minutes later, and he's like, "Hey, boss, it's your delivery." And I was like, "Didn't you just give it to me?" And I went down there, and it felt like Groundhog Day, because he gave me the exact. And I was like, I looked, and it was like, "This is what I ordered." And I was like, "Didn't I just take this?" And I went back, and I got the exact same food twice from the same restaurant. No one questioned it. Everyone just went, "Yep, this is perfectly fine." Hey, me and my wife just missed your stream, and we missed that. Hey, I'm RBX Toy Cat bit. Hey, I'm RBX Toy Cat, and welcome to the live stream. I don't know why that has to be done in an accent, but apparently it does. Anyway, so you got free pokey, huh? No, I got charged for the pokey twice. It duplicated the order and duplicated the price. I got the refund, but yeah, I got a free bowl of it. But like, it was a free bowl of the exact same pokey, which is annoying. Poke, sorry. Anyway, it was a whole problem. And I got in some I got into a tricky situation, but then I got a second bowl of pokey. And here's the funny thing, right? Do people watch IBX Toy Cat Spouses? I've heard of multiple people doing it now, actually. A lot of lesbians with their lesbian spouses. Is that offensive? No, that's not. A surprising number of lesbian spouses watch the Toy Cat streams together, which I find adorable. Good job, lesbians, for representing. We're gonna mine these diamonds now too. Look at what you've done to me, chat. You're making me mine my own diamonds. What's next? What's next? Oh, okay, we'll mine these diamonds too. Oh, there's 5 of these. That's good. And then we'll mine this diamond, and then there's diamonds down there. Okay, there we go. So we got 11 deep slate diamonds today. Like, I was literally just mining out a bit of my world. I'm nowhere near the diamond lair, but yeah, I still found a ton of diamonds. I think that's a cool progression. Coffee drinking lesbians represents, says Rosie Farrow. My husband doesn't watch them, but always asks how things are going. I bet if your husband was a lesbian, he'd watch them and ask how things are going. That's probably offensive. I tried to get my girlfriend to join Minecraft with me, but she's a lost cause. I think, you know, no, this joke about this doesn't work. Okay, anyway, I got the second bowl of poke, and it's great. It seems like amazing, right? Yeah, I just got 2 foods for the price of 1. But actually, can I tell you about why this objectively good thing that happened to me is actually bad? Okay, allow me to do it. I'll inform him he needs to drink more coffee. I think that it's actually a bad thing. Because I have the second bowl of the exact same food that I just had, and I was full after eating the first one, right? So I'm already full. I've got a second bowl, yeah, I then have to work out to myself, right? I don't know how I would work this out. Like, do I like eat this later. Okay, that's probably the smart thing. But now I'm gonna eat the same food twice in a day. I would have much preferred to like, you know, like make myself something. And like, so I could, but obviously I don't have, it's not that I don't have the options to do those things. But by having this second Pokeball in front of me, Pokeball in front of me, by having this second Pokeball in front of me, now I kind of have to eat it. I theoretically can just throw it away. It is free. It doesn't cost me anything. But like, we all know how human psychology works. You can't just throw perfectly good food away. At least I can't. I don't know about you. I'm not gonna make a judgment call on you as a human being. But it's very hard to just like throw food away, for me at least. I think that you binge ate poke. Yeah, all I've eaten today is 2 bowls of poke, and then I had a little ice cream. Didn't sit right, the ice cream. Who knows why that is. Please tell me you're not gonna end in a few minutes. I just got here. You should have been here earlier, Peen. What's up with that, huh? What's up with that? Anyway, so, can't you just put it in the fridge and eat it tomorrow? Nope, I had both bowls. All I've eaten today is 2 bowls of poke. Like, there's so much more I could have eaten, right? But I didn't. I ate the poke, and then I ate the poke. Okay, so now we're gonna remove this little layer right here. And now we're gonna remove, probably a few blocks over here. At least a few, right? Yeah. We wanna make this level with that. I was watching Spectre with my dad. You know what? You know what they say about people who watch Spectre with their dad? That they have healthy relationships for the rest of their life. Poke, with that pronunciation, do you shop at Waitrose now? Chat, someone said I had to say it Poke. I'm so confused. Okay, you know what? Here's something I've been thinking about. Which Pocky flavor is your favorite, says Alexander Sholchenko. Alexander Sholchenko. Very fun name. 1 more hour of work today. Today is truly the longest day ever. I'm shocked at you. Have you really been here for 3 hours of your work day, Jacqueline? How does that work? I mean, how does that not work? I guess might be the more relevant way to answer that question. I love the accidental rhyme of 2 bowls of poke today. Yeah, it's got a nice rhyme to it, right? Anyway, okay, I think we gotta go. Let's go and let's. Actually, I think I can get rid of these 11 torches by making. No, I can't. Okay, let's go empty our inventory. I think we're just under 20. We're just under 10,000 blocks mined right now. I think that's where we're at. How yes it works, because 2 monitors. Building a deep dark city will take ages of millenniums. I don't know if it will. I don't know if it will. Yeah, I'm very tired right now. I've been trying a new thing recently. This is crazy. Maybe you guys have done this before in your life. But I've been trying this like weird wacky thing where I'm sleeping at a reasonable time. Because I have to wake up at 8 a.m. every day for like, I don't know, there's something that wakes me up every day. So I've been going to sleep at a more normal time. And it's so nice when you get even close to a normal amount of sleep after getting so far away from it. Like I don't think I've slept like so well that I'm like perfectly rested. But like, I'm getting like close there these days. Okay, so now we're gonna, I don't know what we're gonna do. I guess we're gonna dig more tunnels in this slime chunk. Yeah, I guess that's what we gotta do. I don't even know at this point. What time is reasonable / more normal? Oh, don't make me say that out loud, Jupiter Jamie. Well, I get what I need to get done. I pay my bills. My bills are paid. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm getting too tired to continue. I've been sleeping at, like, half midnight recently. It's been amazing. Yeah, I intend to keep that up today. So, yeah, I'm really sorry there's no video today. I thought I had a video out, but I didn't. I have video. Oh wait, let me see. Let me see what's happening. Oh wait, I haven't. I want to say something in case it's important. A lot of people are concerned. Okay, you know what's wacky? Just to give an update to my tweet, because I said I threw up from my nose yesterday, and it is true. What happened? I was on the sofa, like laying down, and then like, I wasn't even sure that I was throwing up. I just like, my nose started like dripping out like so much liquid, and I was like really concerned. You know, I looked at someone else on the sofa, and I was like, so, and they didn't really seem so concerned. You asked us to remind you about you before and after videos. Ah, thank you, Rosie Farrow. Okay. I'm gonna go, look at this. I'll just throw it right in here. Okay. So it was somewhere over here. I'll do a little F1. Oh, man. Okay, so I think it was probably like here-ish. I need to remove all these blocks in between, right? There's no way I can... They're ruining so much of the vibe. Okay, so just replace the torches on the ground below it. These blocks too, just... It's not good. It's, same with these, honestly. Like, why is this whole chunk here? Not gonna think about it too much. Are there other blocks that are just chilling on places they shouldn't be? Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Going up your nose stings. Okay, here we go. Got a little sweeping shot. And then I had one from just over there. That should be pretty good. So anyway, yeah, a lot of people were concerned like that I throw up a lot. Because, you know, for most people, like, throwing up is a once-in-a-year event. Whereas for me, oh. I think I stood just in front of this thing over here, maybe? Anyway, you're welcome. Now you know how it works. Okay, now I just have to add that to the file name when I'm done. And it'll be good. Anyway, so, yeah, I just wanted to update. That was, like, the first time throwing up in a while, actually. And I don't even know why it was. Like, I didn't have any dairy or anything. Don't worry. I'm all good. I actually think it has been mostly, like, having, like, like, I've been taking, like, Lactaid to prevent that. And so I found my fix. Though I still feel, okay, is this normal? Like, I feel like really, like, lethargic after, even like if I've taken a pill to consume the dairy for me. I feel really lethargic if I have like ice cream, which is good sometimes. Sometimes you want to just lay down and enjoy it. You ever thrown up from having a few too many drinks? Most of the time it's like an intentional thing, not an unintentional thing, but yes. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream. If you did, smash that like button. This has been close to 3 hours. So if you liked the super long stream, I don't know, become a member or something. Make me feel like this is a thing I should do more, and then I will do the thing more. That's how incentive systems worked. Tactical Chunder, Cinnabar 555. Exactly. Anyway, have a good evening, everyone. I'll see you all next time. My leg hurts so bad. I just... Ah, Christ. Oh, why does it hurt so bad? What happened to it? Oh. Like, something in there is not good. Ah. Okay. Have a good live stream. And I'll see you all next time. Also, Tactical Chunder translates to the same thing as your thing. Ah, Christ, my leg.